Ghana must work more efficiently.
John Dramani Mahama, 24-hour economy.
It's a great time for Ghanaian women. The nation builder John Mahama and Professor Jane Nana Opoku Ajiman will establish the first ever Women's Development Bank in Ghana. A special bank run by women, only women, to serve only women. Yes, the Women's Development Bank will support women's businesses by offering loans at a very low interest rate and on very flexible terms to empower women throughout Ghana. From hairdressers, market women, female graduates who want to go into business, online businesses owned by women, traders, dressmakers, caterers, food vendors, street hawkers, women in the corporate world, women in agribusiness, to other women-led and women-owned businesses in all fields. No one will be left out. With Mahama and Nana Jane at the helm, Ghanaian women shall surely rise. Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Our strength unity.
Papa Sammy, I beg if you find something small, give us.
Bro Sammy, you see, nobody say boys no one do nothing and just they rely on handouts. Just no deal.
I understand your hustle. Hope they come. John Mahama they come do the National Apprenticeship Program where he go sort you guys.
Brother Sammy, waiting with that.
John Mahama knows say no be everybody way won't work for office.
Like me.
That one day is true.
Under the National Apprenticeship Program, young men and women where they won't learn craft will be enrolled under the program and attached to a senior craftsman who will train them for free.
I beg you, mechanic day inside. Me like this, I don't want to learn mechanical, but the course no.
Mechanics day inside. Organizing, dressmaking, fabric making, catering, hairdressing, tiling, painting. What they even sweet about this whole thing is say when you plead, the NDC government go make sure say they go give you certificate where you go fit take go look for job anywhere.
That's free.
Oh, that's be wonderful.
Another wonderful thing be say when you plead, the NDC government go set you up with startup capital and equipment to make sure you can start your own business.
Wow. I dey go shopping my town wait 7th December.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
How can we solve the unemployment crisis in Ghana? Yes, Massa.
By using formula 133.
Can you expatiate?
Say, this simply means 1 job, 3 shifts, 3 people. That is the Mahama 24-hour economy policy. Under this policy, businesses will be given tax incentives, cheaper electricity, financial support, and security support services to encourage them to work 24/7 by adopting 3 work shifts of 8 hours each. This will triple job opportunities in the country. This policy will boost production, increase productivity, and generate well-paying jobs in all participating businesses and public organizations. Ejumanu obi afeyebi.
Excellent. The 24-hour policy will be a game changer.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Minianum Ghana for MPP Amanyoku a waba bedi ntwo wabatwe mu enam no odi tro se John Dramani Mahama any NDC ba wo betwa free SHS no enye no kreda no krene say John Mahama wo share progressively free SHS ase no wo se wo ba obeye free SHS mi ye di obeye ne say obeye double track no afri ho afei so wo de yankran to aso suku ebeba be ka free SHS no ebe suafo ne nuane die mu so a wo so obeye ni ye na tete ye omu komi every ho mumi enti free John Dramani Mahama ankasa ho.
Free senior high school education has come to stay. If anybody tells you that I, John Dramani Mahama, son of E. Mahama, will abolish free SHS when I come, tell the person he's a bloody liar. What I'm against is the poor implementation of the free SHS, which is creating great inconvenience for the parents, for the students, and for the teachers. And one of the things we'll do when we come back into office, and I know inshallah we're coming back into office, is to complete the 200 community day schools that we began, so that we can bring a quick end to the double track system.
Etionia yahweye wo MPP troyi ho to abama nsakrai papa to abama John Mahama any NDC.
Boy, I know why when you more water.
Because I'm a pay Juma. But my nebi, Besha and Changa cry, and yes, I'm a coffee and I'm on me humia. Na bembe bukra.
Boy, a befa.
Da bang.
The year John Dramani Mahama ba, a befa. Year John Dramani Mahama, the insistably a friend of 24-hour economy ever. A dumb 24-hour economy, ever my ejumeku piara incentives, ibini day. Cheaper electricity. Na afe or the sika basso in Jumaku ase, and na afe so tax breaks. Ebe show mun kranya ejumaku biara beye ejuma empen ebasado. Na afe so ye mine ejuma ebebusu na ye mebunu so enya ejuma aye. Same kono tofa ejuma kru biara no ye ba na empen ebasado. Na ye ba fa nkrofo ebasa wa de mejuma no. Ana ye friend formula 133 na ejuma no opia beye bi. Na afi so abama ye adwuma no etumpan ye tumi ade nyama efiye krom ha akwa amonane akoton eno so beboa ma ye sikasam no agine yi.
Boy, now going
Because you show me voters ID card.
So was it no na to abapa this akraya papa beba wa brabom to abama John Mahama ne NDC.
Messi and me 200 Ghana koja so sister. Buy you na 5 cedis. And 40 Ghana. Hey, you can contain your 40 to 50 pesos and not 20 Ghana. And adanchini oloka do 30 Ghana. Adai, o my buy money away.
What was our casa? Me show din. Sha, dokura me di 20 Ghana. Me pay kura me 15 Ghana cedi a day. Omo be na ewo mi ya koya na ate yesan bai
hwe enye duane bo nko an ekosoro John Dramani Mahama time smith 1 bag ne ye 24 Ghana cedis me nko to smith 1 bag a yesi eye 108 cedis ayon ross ye beton sen it is say wo si dan a sen na wo be say John Dramani Mahama ba ma gie a ye be wo
ya nya bibia fa ho okom be ku yen yo
okom ne de enku yen ye be fa ye ho adwen pa na MPP aban wadi ehwamo ankasa
medie menim wo haw na medie mehwe masetirem na mato ababa
ene sa na tie de a eye akufu ade ne ba wo mi a nyame ya dom ne se December 7 dura You be true, Master said you too bad.
You be true, Ankasa.
She was sitting mo to abapa. E din sakra ya papa beba wa brabo mu. To abama John Mahama ni NDC.
Nana, who are you voting for this year?
Habateria. As for this question, you need not ask. John Mahama and the NDC, of course. Who else? You know there should be a change. Maybe I should have brought to Abapa.
Nana, born before computer.
Yeah,
do you still remember how to vote?
I am so sharp. On December 7th, when I get to my polling station, I will take my voter's ID card to the EC officer. He will check, find my name, and give me a ballot paper. I'll inspect the ballot paper and make sure the EC stamp is at the back with no other markings around it. When I get to the box, I will just inspect the paper again, search for the umbrella. I will just put my thumb in the ink pad and stamp the empty box just by the umbrella, not on the line or Mohammed's face, but in the empty box just by the umbrella. Then I clean my hand, fold my ballot paper vertically and horizontally, and drop it straight into the presidential box.
Nana, well done.
On the parliamentary candidate, I'll just stamp my hand in the empty box just by the umbrella. Now I'm done. Give it back.
Hey, na.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Oh, my brother. It's I give you.
Oh, Cinnamon, you want like I'm going to go for
okay. In the low choda.
Me in that reading.
Me mama.
Okay, I know. Chairman. Bawku. All this one is 16 TV. Balala, I know show you. You know, this is a joint. Who will show you there?
Charlie, this will be the enjoy for you. This is the next time, come join the table, eh? Alright.
Hey, in Ghana pioneer. Docuno 7, in 5. And you are no matter to me. Get down on my 8. 7 December. Get down on my 8. Get down on my 8. Get down.
My life wasn't always like this. I worked in a bank and had money in bonds to cushion me for the future. Then, with a stroke of a pen, my life was destroyed. My bank was part of the 420 financial institutions which the MPP government recklessly collapsed. What was to become the life of the workers? No one in this insensitive government cared. And suddenly, I was jobless. Their incessant borrowing also led to a debt restructuring program that affected me, and just like that, a significant portion of my lifetime investment vanished. Even worse, my lifetime savings from 30 years of hard work has been rendered useless due to the continuous depreciation of the city and extremely high cost of living in the country. Now, look at me. The fruits of my toil and sweat have all gone down the drain because of bad leadership. What to eat with my children is even a struggle. God, help me and the many who share in my pain. Let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end. Change must come.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
All right, good evening and welcome to With Audio Respect Extended Version. My name is Kevin Akobedu Taylor. It's exactly 5 p.m. U.S. East Coast time. It's definitely 9:05 p.m. in Ghana. Thank you very much for tuning in. We are live on TV, we are live on radio, we are live on Facebook, we are live on YouTube. Tonight, you can watch us live on YouTube. Search for Loud Silence TV on YouTube. You can watch us live. We're also live on TV, Loud Silence TV on Multi TV this evening. You can watch the show live. We're also streaming live on Facebook, very important platform. We have 2 important platforms on Facebook with Audio Respect page and also Loud Silence TV page on Facebook. On radio, if you have any Android device, go to the Google Play Store and download Loud Silence Radio. You can also listen to the show live on radio through our app, Loud Silence Radio. If you're an Apple user, go to the App Store and download Loud Silence Radio. If your light is off, go around, move around, take trotro and go to the next town and watch Loud Silence Radio. If your light is off, please try and find Okada, Mahama Kambu, or get some bike and go to the next town and then go watch Loud Silence TV. If your phone is about to die and your light is off, you're experiencing doomsday, all that you have to do is dim the light. Yes, don't make it too bright. Dim the light to the lowest so that you have enough energy to watch tonight's show. So these are all the techniques if you want to watch the show tonight. If you're using an Android phone, Samsung, one of those China phones like Hawaii and those phones, yes, dim the light, let it go down. And also your sound, the ringtone, let it go down, lower it because it takes a lot of energy from the phone. Because those phones, they run on, there's a chip in there, it's called the Motobru, and then they have mixed it with the phone. So it doesn't really have enough. The guys who use the Apples and all that, don't have a problem because you run on what we call the Tesla-like. You have a hybrid. It is half power and also half electric solar. So the iPhone people, I don't have to tell you anything. It's one of those things. If you're an Android user, try and lower your sound, the ringtone. Also lower the brightness because what you are holding is basically something that can destroy lives. So if you want to watch our show and you are watching us on an Android phone, you don't have light, dim the light on the Android phone before it kills you. My name is Kevin Taylor. Thank you very much for tuning in. I want to motor strike. Yes. Munim terms in the terms. I was Kevin so there. Unim science. Science. All right. I really appreciate you being here tonight. Also, please, if you can like the show on YouTube, I'll be very happy. And if you can share the show on Facebook, I will also be very glad. I really appreciate you tuning in tonight. JM for President, John Dramani Mahama for President. Tonight, John Mahama met Ghanaians basically to reaffirm his commitment to let Ghanaians know that the promise he's made, the social contract that he is about to sign with Ghanaians, he hasn't forgotten, and he is still and constantly reminding Ghanaians that this is the promise I made to you, and these promises are not going to be hidden from you. So today, John Mahama met Ghanaians again, Good Governance Forum. He re-emphasized Bruni Bibini Beka Swami for re-emphasized and I say rehashed. He actually went back to let you understand. Swami for yen camp for so Emma Sibi Ubinka say Yekwejamo. Yakase rehash and I say re-emphasized or revisited and just a BBA rebianes ye team or sa team mubium. Swami for them pemasem. Into Numbre, John Dramani Mahama asa at team. A boy I wash Ghana for on person be Ghana for on person will be a boy I wash out. Intended you will say share Ghana for adding Sembibra Tuga, Waka in Sembibria, send your cook at Ashe, send your own fan home NGG a year a buying Sibio Ubi one Abemukana, a Sibio Okudibonena Yachina, Uncle a clearing agent, or Babi Jinemusa Dabi. Pius Ejide also could jail and so many Charles BC also could jail and so many John Mahama say on ye bisada Sibio send your way and I say Omo amutia ben mo wi sika na obetata omo no omo amutia na ben mu so omo wi sika obetata omo o say emre du se Ghana eye kebima min kebi no ye betimu waka bibi so afa eye peace ye hia ye kwoto abe ya manfo say eye NDC ne MPP nkwanko sign peace pact no so on de eye asumdwe na ope peace pact no enye political parties nkwa there are other agencies a nyina ka ho na asumdwe ne ba ebi ti se Ghana Police Service or some common sign peace pact ne bi eye the Chief Justice herself, because when the election ends up at the Supreme Court yehu de omaye pen senia omadan dani asem ako UK ako for black book bi abege kan sem good Ghana for so adada Ghana for. So it's very important say the judiciary no led by the Chief Justice, no, almost be sign peace pact ni bi. You maybe to say a year Juma send maybe a mining a review of the constitution so the John Evans Atamos start here no why na adwin say the na sebio ehun hia say intentem no be pass no also ba enimenimu na one Ghana fo nyina be hia adwendwene the ehia say be pass no ntem na the sebio mu odin no ye nyina yasa atena se enya abotre nti John Mahama ye ebo a wahye Ghana fo nyina Women's National Bank ye 24-hour economy and with ti ni nse nyina mu broni be say he has rehashed them, he has revisited them, he has reassured Ghanaians and na bronu ana say asante ni beka se wasa etimu biem o kire se oye penyini a oye omanpenyini a sebio ontwatro sebio so omanpenyini bi anase penyini bi odi wenim empese obeka no kora kire wa de bi ogina stage na osa or act said oye stupid on kano kre de bia na adwene ne se ye baase nipa anase ye ha nipa mo hwehweta ene be daada mo ato abama no ba penyini na adwene wo fie a obu adwene obeso obo Ghana no o hya wo ba de bia osaba na wabetim akire wo se ebo we na mhye wo mi remfie intimema wo so wo remfie efri se menya tumi na wo ena me de bedi wo so e wo se wo kai me na me adwuma na ma and John Mahama akire the lead wakire how committed he is wakire how patriotic he is and how ready he is to serve Mother Ghana. Posters beba the course nyina my team they are working on it ye be kati videos no na mabidwum Ghana for atiase Enyumbre in Sembebre in St. Paulo in St. Pele. Thank you very much to the Ghost team on Loud Talents TV, in Koto, Free Mind, Ransford Kebuachi, and the other guys who have been running through the TV. Almost supported this production to make sure say TV is constantly one of the best TVs in Africa. In fact, in Ghana, we are ranked #1 because every single thing you need, educative programs are Sibio Echiwajuni AC in your paso, programs are Sibio Eyi Akromforto, any programs are Sibio Ghana, ordinary Ghanaian, NJB, CNN, Al Jazeera, BBC, current movies about current affairs issues worldwide, National Nat Geo. That is the only television and a free-to-air TV. In fact, a ad-free TV. After 2025, you be ad also, and they are constant. Or some temeka. Wow, the advert be able to be also tia. And I say be TV ejina for the next 20, 25 to 30 years. NDC be power. Very, very important. Jumedia more ding. Inti enyumbre mabano. Ye be jum ye be chirichirim Ghana for ehunokrano. Be ding me papa oyam fantini. Ene me mama oyawuneni. Omode tomeno. Kevin Ekobedu Taylor. Ubet my friend KT. It's normal. Ubet my friend Ibradango. And also normal. If you me a journalist, but I'm the most successful journalist that Ghana for ewu wiase. If you say the maye no obianye bi da. Enye se bia me je me ho seprene ana gemena. Eye onyame ene sebio otwedi ampokwame. Wama otumfo nyina ene ahemfo akese omo Ghana. Asofo nyina hu se me chenchen hene. Me ena sebio asamne ba bidi hu agro edwudwom ema Ghana for etero kre. Akwa ke bi dela bekasa. Mi anga mitimi kasa na mabre bite mitimi kasa na mabre mitimi kasa na me feel me ho ane na na mi amede pe me ho asem no on se obi ho wiase on pe ne ho asem adekodi enti on pe ne ho asem se 1 oetia menka se ntiatia fo mpe ho asem ena 2 obi wo so a on pe ne ho asem because o ejimijimi ena obi so on pe ne ho asem because o kasa ono a on tiase obi so o very stupid inti on pe ne ho asem but the mama pe me ho asem se mi amitumi mi ku anu mani age me ho because mi aminim de meye ena mi aso minim se de meye no masa mi ni je ho oye adwuma bi no woni nje ho agyae na bekum me ji adwuma wo ntina de bia hu wo ha enti me srewo se oye adwuma bi ye tua wo ka na se woni nje adwuma no ho a me srewo gyae enye se adwuma no bekum enye se adwuma no ene betumi esebio aboa because oye adwuma na woni nje ho a se adwuma no ebetuma abo yare ekun eni ntina me ni ji medwuma ho me do medwuma me ni je ho de me ye nya me pe me ametumi ka na masre na me ni asa abre na medwudwam saa na wo se adwuma ye onyankopon ebo asase esero ne asase no ode odo ene ahobrase ene anije kese no do ode bo wiase ene nti onyankopon ebo Adam wie no ohwe Adam nkrampan ohwe Adam ogina ho ohwe Adam ne ton ohwe Adam ene nenti ohwe Adam sebio ne chiripo ene ne nimu po ohwe Adam senia ne kwanse ntintini ene ohwe Adam so obehia obi obeboa no nti onyankopon de odo ene bo Adam edien na hokani a efre ni Eve na onyame bo Adam no ohun se Adam ne body structure no enya de esodi peni if you say na ohwe Adam na bibia won hu bia ai den etese baomia hwenim Into Oshaya no Casa Dabi, where the Mamimbo de Emre, Mamimbo de of the opposite of Adam and Obo Eve, Edeka Adam won't say, way enemy doba Sebu or so many in the southern Sakakra Mawinindaho. In the Sanyo Manina account, a your dog any BBA, so if you're here with me, remember, sometimes we get serious, sometimes we laugh about stuff, sometimes we criticize issues, sometimes we are very strong on issues. It does not mean that we are enemies. We are here to speak on issues. That does not make you my enemy. I am not your enemy. We are here to all discuss to build one Ghana that we all love. The people leading us today are foolish. Majority of them and the leaders are stupid. They act as if they are smart, but they are very dumb. That is why we are here today to correct the system, keep them on their toes, make sure the system works for the people. And we need leaders who are committed, patriotic leaders who have experience, leaders who are honest. That is what we find in John Dramani Mahama, Professor Nana Opoku Agyeman, and that is why we are here tonight to promote and to make sure and to convince you and to enlighten you to understand that voting for John Mahama is a vote that will reclaim Ghana's democracy back. It's a vote that will change your life for the better. It's a vote that will make Ghana that country that you have always loved to live in. So we are here to make sure that we live or we move Ghana from the dark stages to a brighter future, which we, myself, yourself, the generation unborn will enjoy and also live in to help. So, enye enidie so anase eye abufo so eyodo. Eyodo. See, don't like it show na memfa ho ya, memfa bufu enka so Kevin Taylor de metano. Ebi o shala kose te fe mi tobi, mi pe kura ntumi nto eno na enye hwe wiase afefe de. Memfo hian kan kwa asem sa na tie ntie bia memfo bufuo ka se boy me hwe na osalankash pa ne ne chiwi osalankash boy is de chese ade me hu no hu bia de salankash ade a me de boy asem no si bia obre no ho ase si bia odonipa si bia otumi ebie nenim eka na kome mu asem te salankash senia me do alankash no sa odo na me de do alankash me de befa so e de ato ama Mahama senia because me hu alankash o Kevin Taylor mu na Kevin Taylor so do eye Mahama na se Kevin Taylor do alankash na me do alankash nko ade alankash me tuma na ontumi nya president no me de sa odo na me wo ma alankash no me de bema eye John Mahama na alankash adwempo a John Mahama wo bi no o de aboa Ghana indi sa na tie o ya afafranto a o do NDC because wa adwene ye adwuma eni ntina eye afafranto fo no me pe o masem no if they so mo kasa ohun se Ghana na omodo even though omunim so omuntumi win election no omo hu se e wo se ye boa e ma Ghana ko nanim nti wo hia for Antonia wo se nti enda ko gina daka mu a se wankasa odwene Ghana ho a na se wa wo do alankash a onim se alankash adwene dadi trim e bia na dajo Mahama trim a NDC ya powerful no omo se ye de bema NDC inta for Antofo e yo do ene ye de do omo no so do ye obi te se eye Kofi Apalu se wejimi ne party a otim nipa 200 kura nim nti enya de a wo se etena ha na obi te se Kofi Apalu a endra me bompa e Onyankopɔ adan na oje fiado ekuado nkwa na kwase ampage se Kofi Apalu eda won nam Ghana eyansama ye dwendwene ho a onyame ebema ye edien eye eho enso edien answer. Thank you very much. We have 985 people liking the show or who have liked the show on Facebook and your war on on YouTube and on Facebook, you know. Team, are you with me? You are all quiet. Team, please stay with me. And also on Facebook, you know, your how many shares on Facebook? We have 305 shares on Facebook. I think we're good to go. It's a Thursday, a wonderful Thursday. Again, I also Ghana mente ya amanfo bi kekansem Kevin Taylor de medin kai busa questions endra. And these questions na me busa, you know, I still insist. Say wow, we judge Oba or Supreme Court are questions in the file, you have to come out and let Ghanaians know, say, because you see, Nanko Busa say Kevin questions now Busa a judge near or your bar Supreme Court Sebio oni Emmanuel Omo Chimpana Emmanuel you won the 31st match Emmanuel Nigiri on any court through divorce sa judge no Supreme Court no efa so any Emmanuel da ya Sebio osape eyedien ope eye lawyer edema eyedien Emmanuel sa judge ya so oche Emmanuel be 15 years sa judge ye judge and the abesidi say eye lawyer emma omo wo eye court no owo na omo mrantia omo ne omo ebo bra no oni omo ededa sebio eye emba yo ni bi ene enhwehwemu ayaye no ebi mu krampo aye ready say eye text messages chat any de eye judge penyini a owo ye court mi endra me judge fo nko enum na me be kire mo e Supreme Court de judge ye ebetuma influence eye the decisions so otena eye asem so e Supreme Court nti People are asking, oh, Kevin, where am I for personal life? No, especially say, a Supreme Court judge. The obey biano a very important say, Yemia Obrana Obono, Yanni Ghana for so you better check it Obrano. And internet very important to say obi a Supreme Court judge, Oba Obemo, Nasa Obo Brebia Emfata, Sa Brana Obono, a bet to me I influence no. Into Sebio, Sa judge na or your bow Supreme Court no, say or chimpena, Ebia Odidin Kwarankwara, Nasa San Kwarankwara Kabi to the Trima, Obetua Betana Supreme Court, not or the idea. Or the bua semi amanipebi akwefiase and into the here say so obiko Supreme Court says sebi or yoba ana bema and asama yake specifically to Supreme Court and ma omo judge for ho Bawku ni dwumadia odino no na sebio arikudienti ameye sa ne say madam ye maame Rebecca or Jubilee House sa asem we ya asem a ehia ne ye pa if you say judge penyini we sa asem we madam Rebecca say Obetia obewu se judge penyini wo ya owo Supreme Court no oka judge for no ho no sebio within hwamo yie nti asema ewura Jubilee House asema edenimguase asema ebegu Ghana na bebi edu no se yamti ye court ho yanti impenifo omudi yensam so ho na sebio yampe bebi momo ngina yie a ye court kese Supreme Court no sa court no ebesei enitina ya giato ye ho so se ye beboa a sanitize system no ama sebio omo ye Christopher papa omo ye nkrimofo papa omo di no kure omo sebio omo mbotutu ewo omo nfa omo adwuma no enhia emrante a sebio omo betumi kura ye omo ye mumma ene omo atwempena enitina madam Rebecca sa asem we ehia no enitina ndemaka nti ye behwe se no kura ne bebi eda ne ye de beto senia Ghana ye nyina nim se emra adwuma due process very important e bi se on the 11th of November Supreme Court Chief Justice Speaker of Parliament Attorney General the Speaker of Parliament lawyer omu nyina be wura Supreme Court any other judges nyina ebetena se ajaji asem no ehia se ye bete court no ho ama ewiase Ghana fo nyina hu se ye Supreme Court judges no sebio titiri emma no obi ahote na sebio emre bi nkoba na ye the video abeto internet so na ebia penyini a owo ebia ye court ebetuma Supreme Court ebetuma Circuit Court ebetuma Appeals Court ebetuma court but where there specifically to Supreme Court in some ho na me catch them de bia say se ni nyina na ye beka ekuro no nkebegu ensama ewo ho no se ni nyina na ye adwene se ye beboso ana ye de be kire mu a Ghana no ebi sabio ebi betu afrim. All right, Mr. S, thank you very much. Mr. P. All right, so you're bringing them in now. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. S. So, my team is still working on the video. Mahama Forum or Sisiano. They are trying to see if they can cut some of the videos for us to speak on it. And then the team Nakachem said they have started trying cutting the videos. So as we go on, or as we have the show, the team will be bringing the materials for us to speak on. That when your friend on time production or sanity or platform we so. Into more Moka say, oh Kevin Taylor, we the sanke here pa if we say Yama Juma say D. Tina Supreme Court was set udi no kre ema Ghana ene sebi omo a onyo omudi edwuma enti eno enso akogu enti me ka se questions na mebusa na me refi ye begirem ye be hu ma ama wiase ehu de eko nyina yes and I'm a team can as a judge you are not only the law but you are a model for moral integrity. You can't be a Supreme Court judge and be smoking weed and cigarette on the street. You can't be a Supreme Court judge and be going out there and doing anything else. And intina de ye na ehia se e bebo ama Supreme Court no ejina. Intendra me the Supreme Court judge for ma mo ho nyina ebnim beto ho. One of them and Edisa Jumano. I want to send a message to Afenyo Markin. He is not above the law in Ghana. I will bring him down. I will let the world know what Afenyo Markin is doing in Ghana with some of our Supreme Court judges. What Afenyo Markin, the things happening. Makacha Afenyo Markin, from the day he went to sit on Joy News to talk about me, that was the day his beginning of the end started. Afenyo Markin should be ready because what is coming is bigger. And it is bigger to the point some people will not survive it. I'm not threatening anybody. I am trying to tell you, I'm also a Ghanaian. We are trying to clean the system. Into why we need to make catch them. I said, what is coming is bigger. So I don't say Unimumra, or no to meet your team, or not or by Bia, you bet to the Bema Kutiano. One can't have your mark and say, I, Kevin Taylor, in some no Kojina, Joy News Kayano, I am ready to reply him. Me what time Uma Ubia. Me what time Emma Ubia. So come on, someone that. se mini bibia menkasa but minya kode na memoawa kuya me do be kwa Ghana sana na MPP for ka Kennedy Japan de Kevin Taylor ko court enti kode yengu the handcuff kuya ne afa ne kwa Ghana yete ha ye be ye no kre no ye be di no kre no ye be ka no kre no enti so wunye ready a wow problem. All right, Jonah show na ni start bibi foforo bi ani wo bibi ani wo biem show na ni start no jandam bi ani wo biem. There's no jandam. This is the show. Some people are saying let's start the show. We have started the show because at the end of the day we are Ghana ni na mebusa say see idea the course of Ghana e light na edum Andrew Kennedy Japan agent stage na oye campaign e dey na see e
abusianfo afi we dey ECG for your imagine say bia MPP fo be gina say omo ye campaign bia omo ne omo be chiri egu ho no enti we ye tan on off hwe kwan ECG for fast dum light no
admit that there are challenges but we together when we are united we can
for a few way there ECG for your imagine say bia MPP fo be gina say omo ye campaign bia omo ne omo be chiri egu ho no enti we ye tan on off hwe kwan ECG for fast dum light no
admit that there are challenges but we together when we are united we can
for a few way there ECG for your imagine say bia MPP fo be gina say omo ye campaign bia omo ne omo be chiri egu ho no enti we ye tan on off hwe kwan ECG for fast dum light no
admit that there are challenges but we together when we are united we can
where you are buying and we keep talking say in Kofo we say bibia John Mahama build every single thing John Mahama built Kofo say no Mote Ghana you are going through doom so seriously munim you people know say nyoma nkoye but mumu bi mu agiminti 2015 2016 and adum so su twaye enso mumu bi mu agiminti mama MPP dada mo oh say the Kennedy Japan Uncle Betratro, we are united between you and we can break an team. Kennedy Japan we since about politics one kind of creba kumpoda. They be a catch wa what you say with all due respect. We see Kenada a year ubotum a 300 Ghana, 20 Ghana, 40 Ghana. Busa won't say Kennedy Japan ni Baumia no one Baumia bada. Baumia Nimbagu Kejim. Kennedy Japan Nema wa almost 29 no omu nyina gu abrochire obi akuta US passport te seme wo fin na wo de te sehwi ye ka bibia kire wa wonte enkofo ne de wadwene di agro omu di wo agro NDC fo ne betuma aboa osimi jimi abete inti ye were some educated fools or Ghana omu no de abedru ha Kofi Bentil and the jimi we to Ghana ka kire mo so oh ono de ono ne nim bibia because you see at Tronti doom so to me see also when the light goes off and it comes on there's a different definition and the Oko Imania na one of the non-governmental organizations now at a point let me be very blunt here at a point in our history na Imani and na one CSO CSO Ghana na respect your pa Bawumiani Ekufuado, since it's all about power, I must say money. You know why? Because the front is broken. The front is broken because Kofi Bento does not want to understand the say a buying way a corrupt government and that this government should work. Franklin Kujo on the other side is being honest and telling Ghanaians to say this government and yet the first government I witness omo Ghana da. Whatever they have touched, be I say, and that Ghanaians should vote against this government because honestly, a Ghanaian and time and Ekufuado person be the president, they all advocated for change. Into what will make Kofi Bento insist to say, Ekufuado Jimmy Woya, oni Bawumia say mino, on Kosunefa or Minema MPP. It is because of greed. It is because of hypocrisy. Into idea now we all revere idea now we all cherish. An agency or organization we thought to say, at least they and other agencies are you bet to rely on also are checking government. Today, because of corruption, Imani, the front has broken. Kofi Bentel is saying this, Franklin Kujo is saying this, but we all know, Nokrane say, we need to change this government. We all know. The fact is that the fact is that this government is corrupt. The fact is that this government has performed abysmally compared to the John Mahama NDC that left office. It's a fact. But I didn't know Kofi Bentel is still stuck with MPP and Bawumia and still licking the battle of Bawumia. It is greed. It is hypocrisy. It is they are people. They are dangerous people. And until today, you see, Imani is not effective again. It's not effective because, and yes, it will be a time manual. It is not effective because the front, the other part of the front is not willing to make the truth, handle, take the lead. That's all. As much as Kofi Bentel, Franklin Kujo is trying everything possible to let Ghanaians know that this government is bad. Kofi Bentel, at the other hand, is also defending corruption. How do you get a credible CSO to basically be the middle? The middle, I just want to, they intervene for the citizenry. You can play both sides. Makacha Ghana for, there is nothing in politics, sir. Rebecca say, oh, neutral. There's no neutrality in politics. Some will be catch or say, or you're neutral in politics, now GDR, with all due respect, with Jimmy. There's nothing like neutral. So what's not a crowd when take a decision and you have taken a decision. Just to decide not to take decision. So who decided I want to bar, you have taken a position. And there's nothing like I didn't take a position. And there's nothing like I am neutral. Nabi obi any Ghana or neutral. Because every single person that want to about Ghana biano or take a position. So what to about my MPP paying? Who take a position then? So what to about my NDC paying? Who take a position then? So what change it to about NDC to about NPP? You have still taken a position or you've taken a position before. So there's nothing like I am neutral. There's no neutrality in politics. There is nothing. Unless it's a politics, no one tears yet. Just to say, Krampo say, I feel where they meant to abano, you have taken a position. So what makes you neutral? You not voting does not make you neutral. You not voting is that you want somebody to go and elect somebody for you so that that person will lead you into what he say when that person elects a fool for you. And into that here say every single person should make it a point to say, you vote abine nya tuti abino. Mawajiri will say, media man to aba bibian sa obi kwa yi kwasia bedi wuso and internet obi akwa yi ekufu kwasia mpenyi wa bedi wuso usike nyina ahye. Because in 2016 say 2020 say media men to apa to aba NPP ni NDC whether you like it or not, Ghana will be ruled by NDC MPP. Parliament of Ghana will be ruled by NDC MPP. Until you have no option than to vote and let your voice be heard. That's how it works. So your voice being heard, is making sure say abain bi ba na ye kasa ye demonstration ye insist say your man say you add your voice. Say democracy have before demonstration. Now say it's against Galamsey, you be part of it. That is your contribution in forcing the government to take your pressure so that the government will work in your favor. That is it. Mema obi and Dada will say there's something like neutral. Bibi ni wasa ojimiu. Send obi ka just men to aba na na aban na woso because when say ututia na aban na obi free so or per se at the end of the day no won to aba na eco favor or no na aban. And into my culture say it is important to always understand the say one to aba obi be yi kwasia ma wo. And then they atena kwasia ho 8 years abesi ne and they would dum som one ye. But answer na kwasi afo we ba na sana kania ni gina so enti ye den na de kania ni dum because kwasi na di so o ma ho kwan an kwasi afo we ya na ombese di so because one to aba enti also Otuma John Mahama number 8 eni sa osesa wa adwene because Otuma John Mahama na wasa aboa John Mahama amere demand so through what? Through pressure, through criticizing the government. So ye bibi na anye ya through being part of the pressure group ebema aban ayanyoma e favor because also to abama bibi esesa. Now what to about for 8 years Bibian sasa now that what to say men to aba and the kwasiana wama Bibian sasa no onya too many bima obesa ma ho akere. And internet sometimes no ayana sometimes I name ya I pity some people in Ghana. I know because say, oh, your third force, oh, media mekotwama ye cheddar. Entiana busa say, ah, oh, a young man, and I'm a boy, wako school kakra. My mention of politics, Sibia, a weki, Mumudu do munim, Entina Kwasi and Penny said cheddar, and an Amunkurase, and I catch them was on him cheddar with Jimmy Chain BBR. Cheddar, he cannot handle a constituency. Me say, Kwame Bediako, onim what leadership is. He cannot handle a constituency. Kwame Bediako, ojina contest as an MP no winia, on to me handle a constituency. Ah, na kwasia we, osore no pa, blade odebe yi the true win, and he had chance say, or no, ne makura bedidi. This is not somebody who is responsible to understand anything. No. He is just talking because when we say Mumudu do young Jimmy. Now let me show you how governance works. On social American politics now. Like it wouldn't be important for anybody to go vote for a congressman and also vote for the president. And America for and here Congress, and here Senate, and here the executive and also the presidency in here. But there's a specific reason here. Almost to Obama MPs, no matter to Obama senators, now almost to Obama president. You know why? Because those people now, at the end of the day, the president will have to work through them. Ain't he? Obi de se cheddar. Me yen is basic ama mo mrantie na omo dada mo no. Obi de se cheddar. Oh. Or run for MP, for president. Ne MP ni hwan. Enti yemfa ne se akoto aba. Wote eye esuajaman watu ama MP NDC ni no hon se onko parliament maw because onim nyansa, because we see clinic, because the juma odino eni so, because wa kire ekromo fo say John Mahama ba anase oba ban mu a obeto ade wa ye no so ntina we see clinic, wa ye schools, or ye bibia esuajaman MP. Nto so NDC ni watu ama esuajaman MP. Also ye youth. Into youth no ye pe change and watu ama eye cheddar meboa. And MPP ni so ato ama eye ni MP. Into the obekwa na to ama MP. MP. Now cheddar na also president edi no. O we need presidency na over parliament a NDC for 137. MPP for 137. Now cheddar kwasi ampe yi no say the okache also person ye no busane say ebe den wa ye. Jam kan what say say wo to ba cheddar oni MP bia obegina parliament as supported the ideas. Remember, president the obekache winde bia no the okase opese oye bia no e ne MPs no more parliament no e ne betuma mana bemu. Say John Mahama kase 24-hour economy opese sa policy ni bema. John Mahama ontumi manim bem until say ne MPs no more parliament no aboa no mayaji atum. Listen. Say John Mahama kase and the Ghana no Women's National Bank obedi president obey the policy na obabi to bank akoji loan bank specifically for a man kwano. Say John Mahama oni MPs or parliament Women's National Bank entumi bem. Say John Mahama kase obey Farmer Service Center na say John Mahama sa idea no owini presidency na oni MPs ewo parliament sa Farmer Service Center na ekweni bia betumi akọ ne constituency akoka se me koko kweni media me do de ensogum media me do cashew me pese me beje tractor me pese me beje fertilizer me pese me beje pesticide na me wie na me twa me dua ba ni nyina wie na afei kana me de no mabetua no se John Mahama enya ne MPs or parliament enya majority amfo John Mahama de no so amfo so na anya policy sa asem na John Mahama kan no enya de be adwuma enti se oka se me koto abama cheddar o koto abama ne se omeye den because cheddar be the president why na ebeji cheddar adwenkyere akotena parliament aye ama no ontumi ebia ne na wonti ase no ene na de bia ka kire mo say whether you like it or not MPP NDC ene be di Ghana so it is up to us to make sure say two parties we no yebe tenetene omo de wagimi ti say MPP we no ni apamo no foforo ba NDC ba ni ejina no so otumi ye de also ye no anye ni ye ni eyi na firi wo ne de MPP aba. That is how you build. And in America the contest is between Kamala and Donald Trump, the Republicans and the Democrats. America first started democracy na Ghana yen wo mo, but they are still stuck with two parties. You know why? Because that is how it works. You get what I mean? Inti se we bebunu a kwasia de se cheda be dada mo ato aba se no every say ende ye ne Ghana fo nyina ka se okay ye pe president o ye cheda kotena Jubilee House a why na ye ne majority leader why na ye ne minority leader why na obehye ne say emra we mo pass why na ye kwaje why na ebe negotiate why na be chief whip why na be parliament aka say cheda ade we nobody until you have a foolish president and it's important to say even America ha ye to aba Democrats need to make America for say give us more upper hand in Congress. Give us upper hand at the Senate. Send your beya Obama no say Democrats have power, they can still sustain it. Because Kamala or Democrat for one leader na or person the president no. So be president na say we nya the majority was Senate any Congress Obama na healthcare policy wa America no nya dia obetuma sustain omo Republicans omo number we betwam and it's very important. So pese o chechire man so we to me ma party or so with the full power ema party. Ye ma party half power. Oh yes sir, adia wo pe o constituency na mbem. And the cheddar so be the president. Galamsey nsem yon some studies some ko galamsey what one asem bibia nsi. E be no ko galamsey no. Because MP na ye galamsey a cheddar to me mba parliament embe kan cheddar say jai. But it is through a parliament majority omo ho eye emra omo be hye e be stop sa MP no e be stop chema wutumi. Inti we need to understand the dynamics of politics. E che ye ntiase. All right, Mr. S, thank you very much. The videos are coming in. Let me see. Is that the second one? Okay, that's the second one. I feel to politics nasi. It is so be when you catch us say me third force. I say third force, no, because you see, when it comes to governance, you cannot govern without members of parliament. You can't. And it's not parliament is very important to our development. Without parliament, Ghana yentumi chichire. We can have the executive, that is the presidency. We can have the judiciary, that is court. But without parliament, we cannot run Ghana. And it's that. So we share the pillars of government, 3 pillars of government now. The legislature, that is parliament, very important because parliament, the only place I mean your voice, etumi ejuma. And because me know your voice ye juma e ye wo MP na wo no de wo pe no e na also akoka wo ho it is a way nya wo voice of parliament there's no way impuntu be ba outside it is a wo to aba also tena se busa say okay mate se cheda bi na cheda yi kura mpo no ko parliament ho na ni ko ye juma me MPP ni e be no ne cheda ye juma inti me to ma cheda na makoto ama MPP ni ana NDC ni inti cheda no e be no ne Ghana o be no ye juma o be one of the most useless politicians in the history of this country. Inti debiano so the to me my political party for to me my political party or enough the members of parliament or bet to me aye dia wo pe enitina hang parliament we no at the end of the day no NPP lose parliament instead the benya hang parliament because you cannot tell me say about 160 the seats now you to about no be 137 it means say your seats no you have lost about half of it. It is very important. So you use now Shemia. Ujimia obeton kwasiaba ebema ho kire kraba osumo because what is going to happen is say so you use now guys meto ama third force meto ama cheddar now oto ama cheddar no se cheddar be di president dia na wo pe o cheddar ho o cheddar se be di president me dia pobeko kumase why na ekodi sa nkomo na agi atum me dia po na ba kumase parliament nkwa na je emratum it is only parliament. Supreme Court yenje mrantumu. Supreme Court emrana e wohoro ena omo ye den omo e de ehwe so edibu ankofofo anaso omo dibu ankofo bem. That is the core responsibility of the Supreme Court. Omo djuma die ni say court yasata no Ghana bebre no omo di djuma bi na se sebio wonte ho ase court bi edi wasem you don't really agree you go to the appeals court oko appeals court na wo agree no akọ Supreme Court omo nsem ran chichire man a parliament and a yemra, a shemra, a chichreman. And this Obika to be the president. No Abusan is a president now could only one chichreman. Who are you going to build the nation with? Because all person chichreman, Uyani Pebia, Sebio, almost so ebedi which dom before the people who support you. Metnaha, I have producers. I cannot do this show alone. So now without working with my producers, I am going to fumble. I am always going to be saying me facts no more because I need extra team. They can be supporting me with materials. And me no can say me here video BCC I say my producers it is their job to help me to help you. And there's no way in Ghana obi betume di president without parliamentarians. And it's a chada bejina with him no address to say Yokohama tie. Now normal tartar no it is a cadet bogabi jimi bi na ogina with him say mami ko di president. No obusan se chada. Se say ko di president no. President na ko di no why na oni ko chechire man no. Obega se me ne wo na de na kire se wo because wo na ono wo chechire man also nya representation of parliament. Yen nyina yentumi nko parliament ntina constituency bia wo MP. It is a MP bi gina parliament ogina ho. Now at the end of the day, MP na ogina ho ma no ogina ho party ben di mu, ogina ho NPP di mu, ogina ho ewo NDC di mu. It is akwasi ampanyi be gina onim se to abama me. Now your youth can say ye here change. I will say here change now. What is going to give you the change? It is the people in parliament, their decisions they will make, and the change in baba. Upensuya Ekufuado anacheda ye president ontumi ma unsuo cheda ontumi ma unsuo upe juma se cheda ye president na oni MP a ontumi ma juma because cheda betuma wo wiase nyanse nyina e Jubilee House obehia obi wo parliament e ma ne the bill na ko parliament akọ defend the bill no akọ kire other MPs say we de nyansa wom moma ye nyina ye mfa yetumi mbo akire ne enji ntum se mra. Inti kwasi ampenyi we friend cheda rotomana oni any right to change your life. Afe wote politics naseba. Afe wote ase. Inti mamu maye vote nfa man kwasi afo. Saade na oye no. Opese odututu kwan na mankofo hu say I was once I contested in Ghana to be president. Opese ade kind of credibility ho. Oni any better credibility out of Ghana and in Ghana. Into when we say mumu youth no dodo no money bre eye afefe de into watoto ntontura no tim watoto box no tim opamontade te say the oya cadet leader na adwene ne say wagimi nti we youth no why desperate nti obeto ama no into oto ama no why no ne ko ye adwuma mema politics na is simple and easy amount into oba no busan say cheda Kevin Taylor say aban na ye de chichire no ye de MPs na chichire Ghana. President biye ni Ghana obetuma shemra without parliament. Osu na woko parliament ya woni MP. Injesi ano uwini a why na eko passe insem na wo ka kire me no. Why na eko akoma na ye adwuma musa no. Kwasia musa no. Eni jam ka kire mo say cheda ontumi mpo manage a constituency. To me and to me then and empo and rule a constituency. It's more mebunu no. Sometimes I am mama adwimum bie. Mama man kwasia for these fraudsters. They are liars oh. They cannot even tell you where their wealth is from. They cannot even tell you how they started. You are always on TikTok. You yearn for nice things until you just want to be rich. Until obecha of flamboyance. Obe dress to say the odi koto echi. Obe dress say the wabo dam no. Obe sheshe sutan tadie. Obe fakas bebre no budi nechi. The question is, me the 2 minima wa in semna wokana ebe den ayemra. Tell me, because Kevin Taylor say obi any Ghana obetumi ashemra or Ghana or parliament without having parliamentarians. Manin kanche o se ne be obeshemra or parliament. Nanado Danko Ekufuado about power. Or the free SHS, ye dede. San Kenya parliament, ankasa free SHS na, John Mahama ne, Professor Nano Pokwajma ne NDC, start ye, almost start CC schools, na take shape no, anke Ekufuado on to me nyasa free SHS no, because I was a parliament the jitum, na ye mani sika, mani di jumano. Na wo parliament uni pedi ho. Parliament uni one MP or parliament. Kwasia, ere na chichire Ghana. When ohinia odi mansua oni eye ahinia omudinechi eno na ahemfo no ebia paramount chief if you say ahemfo bi hihye omase sa ahemfo no na sebio omudi dwuma ema omo eso omo meye kese se me papa yo manhene otumfo yo manhene ahemfo hye ohene ase a na ma ne paramount sa obi wo ha oye ohene bi enso oye den oye ahenkwa ma ohene kese bi nanso wokɔ baby ɔtena ɔyɛ ɔhene saa na ɛyɛ deɛ governance tie obi yɛ MP ɛwɔ the constituency technically ɔno na ɛyɛ president wɔ hɔ but ɔba parliament a ɔserve on a committee ɛwɔ sɛ president bi ɛna ɛyɛ no minister it is what we call ɛyɛ deɛ division of labor. It is how you call say a scale of preference. I say who die here and so now dey fata. Chede Jimmy, when we say majority of you people are not smart. And you don't fall for that. Senko nimnyan sapa na nkope se sikafina we no person de boa Ghana nkobe ko ni kuroma ko stand for MP first. Na wa kire ni kuromfo no say me ye Ghana ni menya sikafin bi me start wa ha as MP me be prove actually Ghana for say baby am free no ma start leadership at the edwuma come constituency into right now no I can at least show other MPs say me be the president they can support me. Now won't share any leadership skills won't serve even anybody. Ote Ghana also no pa you tru mu wi betina be ka kire say ye ma me di president na ye moa. These are the things you need to be asking. Enti kwa siasa ne begina woni ma o se chada yate. Wo ka yate. Wo eyajata yate. Wakọ akopem pam curtains ahye yate. Ya be se ebusa wo me MP na wo ha no o MPP ni. Me MP na wo ha no o NDC ni. Sesia na omo so ewo mo flag bearer omo pese omo ne ba na omo adwenkyere no omo be yusu. Sesia de na obeye se metoma wa ema ensem o kana bebem because minim se me MP no enya John Mahama enya de obeti obia enti ebere na wachekere Ghana. Now, let's do the do. And John Mahama Kasa, and he's spoken about a few things. Now, answer ni beko enim no, nyama kakribu ama me fan chiro. And yasi wele kauru buokosru. Kauru. Wele, okay, wele, komel wele, minke wele, enam, wele ya, bibia nim, kauro bibia nim, kaura ya wi, it's just for straight the teeth, and it also, at the end of the day, just helps us exercise our jaws. Keuro, and they say keuro buokosro, and they kufuado, keuro, and nama ya wi, ne china anka osa anka sebio, yedede ese from near tiaso no eno ende ya ho ena yesi ye ton e dia ton aduare kewuro ende kewuro yesi anda bawumia a also oye economic wiskid ba Mahama busa the 5 questions pe because he's stupid. He is asking 50 questions in response to 5 questions and Mahamudu Bawumia na ose or the apaba no kewuro yentumi nto o say do some time ye de politics ye de ne ba form. Yama politics akosro dodo. Ama ya adwena say politics no nipa bi na ye enye obi a eye ne ye politics no. Ye sora no pa de ebedi, de ebefra, bebe didi atibeto, de ye mabedi, hospital omobekọ, eche na edwuma begina, eno ne politics no. Enti saa nyoma no, de ne ma ni nyina sisi so, eye nipa a odi wenim so wegimi a wo be kire wo. Edwadi a wudi ebekọ fom o mba benya hospital papa kwa saa nipa no so benya nsupa no ma into politics no enisro ewo fom wo ne me se ne ya adwene ye adwuma ye beti ase na nde ebia woni sika wo beto awawai woni sika wo beto de salmon woni sika wo de kwakoto corn beef wo de nka wo de ani wele anda nipa na odi wusu no a osesa ma de tumi no wo wele kakra na wo beto na vitamins bia nim nutrients bia nim no saa wele ne yatum de na wo de tumi ma saa kwasea no wele kako keke kako kura wele ni kako yentumi nto se nantwie ede buom na ne wonam na odi atetete bini wawuro fom a wawuro na yeku nantwie no eyi abasako mu na awe no nantwie abasa no yetwetwa na mpa na awe no kewuro na bebi na nantwie no toilet no part na nantwie ne da form na odi ne tu etwetwetwe bini no oja kevi ye didi ojibi kono wa me say nantwie ne body na odi tititi toilet na eda form no ya ho no a yetwetwa no eno so no ntumi nto na kwase awagina wodi se waye app ntitoma no app na waye no ebetuma tike wuro so entumi wo so ke wuro na utumi to ende wele untumi to Weja. Now, mete story be. And I want the Ghana Police Service to quickly go in and pick this guy out. Pick this guy up. Mr. S, do you have another one for me? Is this the third one? Okay, Mr. S. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. I'll get this on the system too. Mr. S, I've seen the third one. Enti, Mama Mumma Obianda Adam. Now, I saw this today. Nicholas Momonie Champon. Sa Jimmy Fo ya ni dinkura ontumi nchro. Onyankopon sebio oboni frenia na wabo ne nyame. Abrantie we osi so abrabom wentumi achieve bibia se onya anwum bi to ya na nipa bi sebio omutite ombowrem kakra de hwe ne se janka. Anka enwum enyanwum to ofon tantan bia na oto a so ye kristoni a wasra ne turu mu nyina de ne nam ho kankan na anka obra a friend of Branko Mobida, because that is the only singer a man on so then sa echo no. Now in Ghana, recently the United States government released a statement to be say nipa indirectly or directly imagine say democracy na yabo ho ban abedru ha no almost nyoma bi echi pese almost say no the government of the day and we the people of Ghana, we should deal with them. In fact, as diplomatic as they are, no, they are not going to grant any of those criminals who want to destabilize our democracy. No, they are not going to give anybody access or give them anybody visa to travel out of the country because they want Ghana's democracy intact. Now, yeah, sorry, and you see, there are people in Ghana. Omaya sadi we ya che. Yenim inkofobi wa Ghana. Omo peso mu di bonia. Omo di inkaba bonti no weka atu obi so. Inti eba sara na boni no omo ko di wia ne da koshe obi. And I expect the IGP from tomorrow, Dampare, if you don't take action on this, and the police CID in Ghana, the CID boss, Ochuna Sakwasiatowe needs to be arrested and questioned, and he needs to give answers to his statement. Because Ghana needs to know, and then Papa this statement from Momonie Champon say obi ko attack no na obon tuo ana owon sekan kuna. It is because of these kind of statement nipa bi de ho mogahyew ebedwene say obi epese odi bone o Ghana. Momonie Champon akotena TV so say NDC plan say omobehye market wo Ghana. In fact, this statement alone no ebetumi ama obi atwe sekan akoku NDC ni bi. This statement alone, no, ebetumi ama nipa boni ni bi atwituo akoku MP NDC ni bi. Enti for the IGP to prevent that, and for all of us to protect our democracy and to help us all live together in harmony, no, this guy needs to come to the police station. He needs to be arrested and he needs to give evidence of what he is saying. If he fails, he needs to go to jail, to serve as a deterrent to people who want to make things up, to cause a commotion, to try and destabilize the little peace and democracy we are enjoying in Ghana. And I am very serious about this, Dampare. I am serious about this, Ghana's CID boss. I am serious. If this guy is not picked up, I swear to God, the CID boss and IGP, you people will not enjoy the rest of your lives. I swear to God. This guy needs to be picked up by the Ghana Police Service because we are in an election period where every single statement you make, whether say one you're very careful and provide evidence to stuff like that, a bit must say because Sasamia Kwasia were using Usa Prequaking, a bit mama NDC Nibia or Nam Sebio, a jabi mu, anasa or ye juma, a jabi mu, or nanti, MPP Nibi Betmako Boni 2. MPP nibi ebetumi akohye NDC nibi if you say kwasia we say our evidence e kire say NDC for plan say omobehye market. So the Ghana Police Service IGP Dampare, the CID boss, Sa kwasia we needs to be picked up, and not just picking up, he needs to be interrogated. He needs to provide evidence it is beyond reasonable doubt. A seminar or cano our facts and those people, our evidence against, or the right evidence, or say if he fails to prove, this guy needs to be arraigned before court, and any judge be because your person protecting a democracy, he needs to go to jail to serve as a deterrent. Because on Saudi will be other countries. A man for be TV so radio so aka sama to nipa bi so ma nipa bi ewu. A man for be TV so atena radio so aka sam ato nipa bi so ma nipa bi yeku omo, all because of politics any atro. So if this guy, from what he's saying, so our evidence are because the markets in Ghana belong to we Ghanaians. It's the taxpayers' market. And we would love to protect the markets. It's for somebody like him to sit on radio or on TV to make emphatic statements, say, NDC for planet, then it means he has evidence. And it is not just bringing him in to answer questions. It is him to give us the answers, evidence for those people who have planned to be arrested. I swear to God and to Ghana, IGP, CID boss, I swear to God, if this guy is not brought in and anything happens, this guy is not supposed to see tomorrow. Ochina, he needs to go to the police CID office. And more motete Ghana, more police from penny four. More motete Ghana, more assoring penny four. Peace Council, Christian Council, you are all listening to this. This is not a matter of where the wankasa ye, where the wanyeni ye. No, this is a matter we need to take immediate action on. Anywhere Akwawe or Ghana, he needs to be picked up. He needs to prove to Ghana Police Service with evidence to say NDC4 the evidence needs to omokwashishe market. If this guy, because say guy way police and pekina on namwan will be able to kuno because what he has done or what he has said or the so many NDC people or the life are to danger. The statement from Nicholas Omanie Champon, Asama Waking, say Ghana Police Service, I'm Fanamba Police Station, I interrogate I'm going to provide evidence that anybody can kill this guy on the street. Because this statement alone, or the anybody what you know what to momentum say or your NDC in life are to danger. Or the Obia life are to a very difficult position. And we are NDC now to mantem, now to Jobima, Obibe to make to actually ain't for self-defense, say Ghana Police Service and pick out this guy out of the system. Obi Kuna, they should not say anything. May can be. And the Ghana Police Service, some person protected the life of this guy. They should get him out of the system, interrogate him. When to provide the evidence, he needs to go to jail. But if they fail, thinking said they are protecting MPP, somebody will have the right to kill him because he has put a lot of NDC people lives at stake. He has put in their life at risk. And because of this statement, Obibe to me attack NDC Libya or share NDC shirts. Because on Mania Champonti radio so say NDC Nibia or share NDC atade or your NDC ni you nim so your NDC Nibia air plan say obeshe market. And if the Ghana Police Service they want to see this guy live for the next 23 days or the next 37 days, it will be good for them to bring him in. Because dear all on one kasa life so it mean live over 48 hours na on one kasa and it may protect because he can die from this statement. All right. Mr. S. Okay, I've seen the fourth one. All right, thank you, Mr. S. Now, mama yanko enim medie yes say brebre ma sembonemma. But for Nicholas Omanie Champon, say or the for life better a danger. Me assure say NDC for no, if the IGP does not take matters into his hands, some NDC members who want to protect their life, they'll take matters into their hands. And this guy can be killed like a sheep on the streets because of the way our the NDC for life. A putty to baby a dangerous. Baby or the majority of NDC supporters life, you know. One shot obibefa akukuna to actually. I am being an honest. I am trying to protect Ghana's democracy and trying to protect this guy's life. I am trying to protect his life because a daya otim baby oti ne yire ne ma enda na dwi obi betumi de petro Watwa kofi o de watam bottle e de asawa sha no asoja atwa to ne fie ho efri se waka asema ama ono so life abe dangerous ama no because ene NDC ni bia oben market bia odijo market bia oben bebia ne yem hihye no osuro because omane champion se omo plan se ombehye market inti Ghana ni bia betuma ko NDC ni inti se NDC fo ni bi sebio omadwene enyom se ewo se omo so nya abotre na anadwi omo kofa bottles na omo di petrol gum na omo de asawa sha no na omo pagwatum na omo tutu ne fie ba miensa ebe hye hye yere. So it is better for the Ghana Police Service to go pick this guy up. That's all I can say. Now 6-5 10-5 in Ghana. Yejinim all right. And that's your money be a mystery. Oti pokwasi amanfro. Pokwasi amanfro noti. And pokwasi amanfro noti no. And this is what wo. Amanfro na opesen kofo attack omo no. Eho no mote. Anadwi ometime hure si ufie ho. Omo betumi aba bebusa o say da ben na wote se me NDC ni maka se me kwhye market. Wo evidence wen enye obia na betwen akasa IGP mbra. Obi betumi attack o yire, obi betumi attack o ba, obi betumi etwaja atu fie anadwi. Yo, media maka. Now, with the IGP, Buma ko nantinanto, a two for a month. All right, Messiah, boost that one for me, please. Now there's another story here. Nana the Dankwe Kufuado say, John Dramani Mahama, only classmate, Asam Kasiana Kufuado King. John Mahama say, Baumia, and your Baumia level no. Why ex-president pain? What did Juma? Evidence wo with diligently what didn't cray. Obian to me being kase or no Mahama or a truthful. Mahama said, Opobia debating about Baumia is beneath him. On to me debating a liar, a joker, somebody who does not even know what he's doing. Nana the Dankwe Kufuado became be our seeing Mahama Krauni classmate. Hey, Nana the Dankwe Kufuado. U football age 87. U age anka say 89. Because time ana over class 2. Time ana nyaho tamakro amwa class 2 now eye class 4. Into one when yini football age na u use. Since say you Ekufuado. And then adwi say me be phone lines ah. Metime nya Ghana for any omo kasa da o metuma Africa say mini Mahama me ne ko school me penyini. He was my classmate at primary, at JSS, at the university, and even when he started working as a national service personnel. You bet me nya Ghana for mama frɛ wo show we so anadua ka say yes. Many John Mahama ne ko school. He is my classmate. In fact, John Mahama book or Troye ukoma was citing the classmate for D wom. For 89 years, uba asasi we so ye classmate da. For 89 years, I will achichidie way back uba asasi we so. Obian pienka say me machiro book na mini Ekufuado na te class. Mini Ekufuado na ko school ha. Eni nyina ya graduate bo mu, eni ya pass bo mu, ena me classmate no ebe sinne ye hu nipa baako e ma ne mba Ghana ha meka che say Ekufuado ko school abrochire o ko primary Ghana o ye de me ne tena class yanti bi da. While party for beka chere say certificate kura wo ni bi. Kobne Japan ende odi Baumia bonde nechi. Baumia le so e bonde. Wa bon an ono de oyi funu kura oye bonde. Kobne Japan odi bonde Baumia chi no. Se ka bo kraman, ka bo otwe, ka bo aponchi, ka bo eye de odwan na oda ho na ostarte se obloti na se ostarte se obon a aya na ye first anam no bonde e bon so e de Baumia sa no te wa bon ene de an oye bonde. Mahamudu Baumia bonde and the Kobne Japan the bonde nam and okache say yen to abama eye bonde Ekufua Baumia. Mahamudu Baumia yenetia. And as ye ka say wonna na adu danko Ekufuado wo de Baumia baye ebe sinne uni certificate be kire Ghana. Kobne Japan ka kire Ghana fo nyina say wanko uko Oxford no uko num wi ne pam uni certificate.
and the omission of Oxford University.
I don't want to be petty at all about this. Nanado is a distinguished lawyer in this country. He went to Oxford, did not complete Oxford. If you don't have a certificate in a place, you don't add it. Be petty at all about this. Nanado is a distinguished lawyer in this country. He went to Oxford, did not complete Oxford. If you don't have a certificate in a place, you don't add it. Be petty at all about this. Nanado is a distinguished lawyer in this country. He went to Oxford, did not complete Oxford. If you don't have a certificate in a place, you don't add it.
What led to the truncation of his stay there?
I'm not going to go into that detail. The fact of the matter is, Nanado has shown in 40 years of his life, he's practically qualified from here. I got bar from Inner Temple. So if he didn't certificate out of it, so what? What's the big deal?
What led to the truncation of his stay there?
I'm not going to go into that detail. The fact of the matter is, Nanado has shown in 40 years of his life, he's practiced at the bar in Europe and in Ghana. He's been president of Greater Accra Bar. Everybody knows you want to talk about the 3 greatest lawyers of the last 40 years. You mentioned Nanado as one. Even the people he's produced. I don't want to be petty at all about this. Nanado is a distinguished lawyer in this country. He went to Oxford, did not complete Oxford. If you don't have a certificate in a place, you don't add it. I don't want to be petty at all about this. Nanado is a distinguished lawyer in this country. He went to Oxford, did not complete Oxford. If you don't have a certificate in a place, you don't add it. Look, the West...
And the Community Japan waited to radios and TV so say, or pesaba, yentoma baumia. Sanko fo na kofa weed smoker we buy say yentoma no onimnyansa. Ekufuado distinguished den. Nane Kufuado wosua de nimnyansa na ne papa monkai. Ekufuado kweku ba kotia. Ena sei ena Kufuado nyansa onim oni de obugana obumra obu court oni de nya de nsabeka democracy Ekufuado de kabima menke bi lawyer yete ha kwase atowei entumi nche certificate ne certificate besi nne mon kwase afo na kaje se akwawe ni certificate masa ko twa mo aba sei monfa bawumia emedi president wo Community Japan na kwase ampanyi ochina na obeka je se bawumia na otonfo so Canada wo Community Japan Adiachi abasa betena TV so aka just oh Bawumia na oye excellent full seller in Canada. Would you see a Jimmy Ohun? Everything they said about Ekufuado was a lie. They just cooked Ekufuado for us because omunim say ye Jimmy. And that's the same thing they want to do now. Ekufuado ka certificate asem. Ekufuado ka classmate asem. Now we start to cast Ekufuado certificate. Senke John Mahama ne cast certificate. And can you do Ghana? Today they don't want to address that issue. Everybody has stayed away from it. And then hey, don't talk about it though. Ekufuado yenye so illegal immigrants. Nana de Danko Ekufuado is an illegal immigrant. Yet now chrome her and our software so weed smoke away so. Akwaya no you're planting for food and jobs see. A free yakoto Mickey Mouse. Also, we are planting for food and jobs. See, we Martin and Kabi. Okwa. We free sin him. Oni Ekufuado in the numuri. A free yakoto wing. A free yakoto no my Greek minister. Nano fiance a ye coco cap no. Sa kwaya obey planting for food and jobs. Or sa body kugun crying. Say otu for the wafas for monfa bas in free kumasim ran crime beto body no. Sa kwa siampe be we are planting for food and jobs. Sika ekodi no. Owing. Or this kind of cop, yet it's a Ghana, and yet to some Quasia Fosso. A year then at the whole Ghana, a whole Greek minister to make a Yembran crying. Now a quarter board Yabegu ministries. Quasia Fo is some quarter board Yabegu ministries. The policy biaba. Now policy the board yaba. In Tiana Yemfree Bantama. Ene swame ene mensia south yemfri mensia ne afa kan tutomumra ministries of agric or ministry of agric na yemeto bode wo ho kwasiafo we say ensanfa to me momo efiri agodo wen chese odwene ho a say abodam Ghana for se enim nyansa pa anko biampo ntie NPP biem ba emudu do ne Jimmy internet bia ye that's why we keep doing what we're doing. We always have to consistently a free yakoto. Wabe sika planting for food and jobs and they do no ding. NPP to me one farm produce even 1 ton of food. MPP to me one farmer produce 1 ton of doso. 24 food container only to container bakumpa NPP planting for food and jobs. It may produce yet have more catch say. Yes, some of the farmers they do any ho. Yet I want to chroma. Huh? Yet I want to chroma to entertaining kwasiafui. Efri yakoto abeji sike diko yet tigana wo ye refi. Kwasia we the planting for food and jobs by yet ha. Ye hu bayera bakwa aban we tumi dua ye. Akwa we ko nwurem baby. Nkofo board ye omodua no kotutwa gu car mu no de ba ye say the whole Ghana over $700 million say they share planting for food and jobs no. Akwa we say sa sika no or de akoto boardie bidie ka ba akwa besin kran yete ha aden a oya santini oya MPP ni ntima me yenka. Now I keep telling Ghanaians say it is very important. Say Ghana na yet no ye mani pebi that opportunity to use us, mess us up again. And it's young people like us. Yetumi betina ha na ye kasa we ni bresuna and just a time obi o. E free ya ko to kwase ampe ne ma eba be ka kire mo ene mo masa mo papa mbobra. E free ya ko to onye accounts in jire obia. Ende obia nim no wa fasika ni nyina agu accounts mu. Enya de obia tata no. Se yesa tuma MPP akwase we be fasika ne di kwa. E wo se e free ya ko to e betena TV so. Now, or account it to the people. Account to the people. Start planting for food and jobs. Sikano ekohe. Now you get it. And in John Mahama, wakacha Ghana for say, oh no, why you ready to go after these people and to also go after his own people? And in John Mahama, wakacha Ghana for say, he is ready to go after his people and also to go after these people because we need to straighten the system. Into a free yakoto kwasiampe you know away. Yeti krum ha. Yeso son kwasiafo so.
Bodio! Yeah! Bodio! Yeah! Bodio! Bodio! Yeah! Bodio! 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 Yeah! Yeah! I am Bodio! Yeah! Bodio! Yeah! Bodio! Yeah! Bodio! Bodio! Yeah! Bodio! 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 Yeah! Yeah! I am Bodio! Yeah! What?
Any edit hano. And we need to be truthful to each other. Or see a kind of cray. A free yakotomu say no, a brocha often hundio. I read in Yankobo. A free yakoto, a broche crobiaso, a free yakoto kwasiampe, you often hundi da. We are Ghana sika at a point not so a president di. A mere foolish drug addict say a free yakoto. We are sika manabon a dam, a few catchers or person di president. Adentra, na dam funi akufuado, or no numeri boom. Yameku for the president, or no to be the president, or Tom Sikani Jani. And they be a catch the Ghana for. Let's be honest. Mommy and honest kakra. Abanwe is the worst in the history of this country. Abanwe is the worst. We cannot hand over power again to these fools. Mo asofo no in sorry mo Ghana. Sebi omu nyina mo ya Ghana for. Mo nyina mo nim se de ekoye nye. Nyoma nkoye. Nyoma say. Let's stop being hypocritical. Let's be honest for once. Let's be honest for once. Now, and I want to put this. You go to the Ekasama. Maybe some of the message we and the story be. I felt very, very sad. I felt sad because before I go on to talk about John Mahama's speech, and then I felt sad because there were some churches and the leadership of those churches, irrespective of how some people saw them, they worked so hard to build churches. There were some diligent men of God that they sacrificed their life. And there's one church, Pitim and Korabrim, I have known this church for a long time. And I have respected this church. So Unimia, I'm one person. I look, they be a meka asoria sema. Sometimes to the asoria samba, or say, Kevin, I don't know, because I take my time to analyze church, especially the minim dada. I must study omo for some time. And then my story be, I am yapa because it's been a long time. And I didn't know, say, out of greed of some group of people, a dear nipa da seni to me in the name of God. Omudi omoja toho ebwa, and how some churches have been able to help some Ghanaians. In Sony Baby Oha, omunya the flamboyant kind of church, TV so they be, but the lives that they have been able to touch. And it all goes to the commitment from Omwa almost 30 days. I'm sorry, no. Sibia, they were committed. And I saw this story and I felt to say, I was some because I have special connection to this church. And this church, Divine Healer Church. This church, so we Ghana nina se wo Ghana na wacha. When with the asori chiache, with the penifo omo sorry, ama omo ye diligent, omo krato wa. This is one of those churches. You might not see them on TV. You might not see them on radio or hear them on radio or see them do flamboyant things, extravagant things. But ye ka omo di omo to wa omo te asori. And not just asori them through the gospel, no, they have been able to help people. So our church way, Divine Healer, is one of those churches in Ghana. So person who didn't crepa na osha and sorry ni bipa omo from scratch. Omo bua nyamijuma. These are some of the people. And how they have been able to save lives through support. People who are unemployed. And nipa otia sorry we no. Nipa no oni hobi emwewu. And answer na nipa we bewu no. He believed say asori ne beya asori bia ebetumi ejina ne naso without any distractions. Asori ne will represent God in his own highness, to represent God was to change lives. The main reason for this church, and I know Nipana Otia sorry no, he's no more, but I know wherever he is today, he's hurt in his heart. Because Otis sorry no, or make sure say, or the mregu kwemu. And the people who followed him or started with him, no, they have all believed in the principles Nipana Otia sorry the tie. It's so bad to say at this point, and I'm saying this, and this is a personal thing because I have followed this church, I know this church, and I know what impact they have made in this country. And Nipana Otia sorry ni ewu ye no. Asori ne mra ne kire say, e was say udi asori ne nim to a point after 5 years no. E was say o step away. O step away na asori no ase yi nipa foforo emeni di asori nenim, because the nipa na oti asori, the foundation of the church it wasn't supposed to be centered on an individual. Enti o check here nipa na oti asori no o make sure say onu akrampo no at his time na oti ase no odi asori nenim, at a point he stepped away and allowed some people to continue, because that is how you build a church of God. And I saw this story and I was so hurt to say, this man called Apostle Isaac Kobna Adade, after the founder died and they made him the overseer to take the lead for 5 years, watina asori nenim e make sure say asori mpenifo ni bina e wasa mu nyina adwini bom na omotumi e make sure transition aba ya dey we free obobi abehwo no papa we say Nyankopon aka kire de say the 5 years ni mom no I exhausted, but eni se ofri so. Listen to this. This man, at this point as we speak, asori ni court. Why are they in court? They just want him to leave his position, because there's a principle that was say, "Udi asori ni 5 years, you need to vacate. And so man we said the Nyankopon bia ka kire no say the 5 years in mum di aso. It's on penny. He's not going to leave. Until right now, no, the church of God, no, this man has hijacked the church. What will make somebody like this do that? It is only when the person knows they have committed some crime. The person doesn't want to open himself for audits. Actually, with this guy. And then you unim say asori ne mra na kire say 5 years pepepe e wo so free so no obi ba na edu say wo de wo so free so no say onyankopon aka kire say men free so. And me read this story, I was so hurt because when you read a story, it said, "Wasa afa asofo ni bi." And right now, no, we to me infiltrate here. Sorry, na ma wa polity. Sorry, penifo ni bi ma. Omo ananka also omo jina omo na so ka say no. There are principles. Nipa no tia sorry no krampo no. The principles no kra kan no. Emo no step aside nicely for. But to me, infiltrate a corrupt a sorry for the penny be to the point to say some of them are saying say yes. Papa said in Yanko Ponsma mani movie or no so young person be movie. Why? Majority of a sorry for the yina epe say the asori na yeti yano. I was say pepe yo edi asori nim. Now the 5 are the general overseer Apostle Isaac Kwabena Adade. The Deputy General Overseer, Apostle Maxwell Aite Foster. The General Secretary, Apostle Kenneth Ashley Ado. The Chairman of the National Youth Ministry, Apostle Emmanuel Akwe. And the National Women's Fellowship Leader, Apostle Dora Edith Osekre. Pictures. Now, the plaintiff have accused the 5 principal officers of refusing to retire in spite of reaching the required retirement age of 65 as stipulated by the constitution of the church. It is also the case of the plaintiff that the 5 principal officers are ineligible to stay in office after 7 to 5-year terms, the limit accepted by the constitution of the church. Intim radaho, papa ye di 65 years and over. And I was at 7 the 5-year term, no. 2 terms in the area. As we speak, this man is saying, oh, friso. Principal officers, no makano, they are in the same boat with him, and then they are doing what? They are actually destroying the church because of corruption. Because omu free wa, ye baba risha nkra tebe muso mo disika ase nyame asori into omu so mu friso. This man. Ede na moje wa asasi so. What do you want? And a nyame sorry, wabeja boss say obusu adan. Now, so Nyankopon kun to twene a waya bone ana. And these are despicable things people do in the name of religion. Now, na obi ni ho na obese ho. Wasn't somebody there? Sorry the rules which say twe ho. Adena muni brad yes sir. We will expose every single thing you have done. Krono amabontia only sa 5 principles no mom pese mo be free asori no eme ya to abama obi fofora be di so ahwe asori no nyoma so no ye be yi moto ye be ma wiase nyina hu krono amobo ewo eye the Divine Healers Church. I will make sure I expose this man. Won kwa greed unto fan say sorry. You cannot destroy a church because of your greed. I am hurt because I know this church very well. I know the people who started leading this church and how principled they were. And this man today has been so greedy and so corrupt. Where the 65 crowd, bro? So what is your problem? Actually, where we ska. Actually, what the sorry for no the business. And then actually, when omo makano akamutira bom na muri sorry no. Adenti na mo pese mo be free so. Now, this is something I need to tell you. Bawku nipa 17 and so far omowu. 17 people have died from the killings at Ekoso Bawku. Ya bon nipa 17 to ekuomo. Ende we ya Burkina phobia omo free Ghana eti track ma omo Burkina ye twa omo ti ahye omo. They were being escorted by the Ekufuadu police say almost the security akoboko omoboa. This afternoon, Burkina base omoba Ghana, omobeye juma, omoko back to Burkina. En kofo we say omo security say ye guard omoboa and ya kuomu ya shika na se kuomu nyina kam. 17 people have died. And let me tell you, the real number, it is more than 17. But the government is protecting criminals. And they are not even giving Ghanaians the right number. Mameka Vincho. Then you couldn't pass 17 in less than 72 hours. Now, the president of the republic has refused to speak on it, because he is behind it. The vice president who today wants to be president of Ghana, or your campaign around the nation, Nikurum and Kunipa, he has refused to speak on it. Ask yourself why. Because Mahamudu Bawumia MPP 4 and almost Shahonomu Kukusasi 4. I'm telling you. This Bawku conflict, it is being organized or orchestrated. The brain behind it is the NPP government. Mamprisi for Krampa, Omote Bawku, some of them do not like what is happening. Yawa ahimfubia mo Mamprisi and Kitinkiti opinion leaders, they don't like what is happening, but they don't understand why Bawomiani Ekufuado Abanwe, they are insisting, say, they want to bring down the Bawku Naba, they want to bring down a fashion in Bawku. And as we speak, 17 old and over people have been killed. Nanado Danko Ekufuado, president has not spoken. Mahamudu Bawumia, who is from Bawku, who is a Mamprisi, has not spoken. Or say, it should tell you something. This should tell you, Ghanaian Bia Osheme, these people, they kill. They are murderers. They don't care. How can a whole, because we're here when John Dramani Mahama cry on free Bawku or your Gonjani went to Bawku, went to the north to tell our brothers and sisters to exercise patience. They should not allow anger, greed, and they should not allow some people to just allow them to kill each other. John Mahama on free Bawku, but even on free Bawku, we tumia to Tomako Sim Akopacha say Bawku 4, he is begging or mining the Pesi Chichre. He wants us to stay as a nation. Mahamudu Bawumia of free Bawku or your Mamprusini. Ye kunipa over 17. Mahamudu Bawumia Jina baby anka se asamne hano. The president who is in charge of Ghana security, the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, he has not said a word. Bawumia is in charge of the Ghana Police Service. Mahamudu Bawumia has not uttered a word. Shouldn't it tell? Is it not telling you something? I will say, Kachiro said the killings happen in Bawku or happening in Bawku. The NPP, Bawumia Ekufuado, they are behind it. Omukuta tuo Bawku no this government ne weaponize omo. Omu sinipa Bawku Bawumia NPP ena mutuo mukunipa Bawku. If you say Mahamudu Bawumia ni group no pese omo force Bawku for omo force ohene ema Bawku for. Into Mamprisi for the Bikrampono don't like what is happening because who is dying? It is the same Kusasis, the same Mamprisi people. So why is the government doing this to the people? Now, Kwasia we so debate. You cannot even speak on the death of your own blood. A fool like Bawumia is telling me he wants a debate with Mahama. It is a Mahama Kasa Bawumia, the thinking capacity and then the level of thinking and that he will not come that low to debate Bawumia. Among Fobiso Montiasie. Mahamudu Bawumia, his own home is on fire. Kwasiato is not able to speak on it. He's not able to make sure that problem is solved. He wants to debate Mahama. Now, what makes Bawumia intelligent enough? You are not intelligent enough to know, say, your own home is on fire and that you need to quench the fire. You are calling somebody for a debate. Where Jimmy? Are you stupid? So who should speak for Bawku? The AC or Bokono and conform. Bawumia does not have to come close to power. NPP, they don't have to come close to power again. Somebody is saying in the comment section, say, I'll bring both chiefs maybe to the south for us to sit. Bawku has only one chief. Let's get this right. There are no both chiefs in Bawku. Since Ghana's constitution, There's only one Bawku Naba. It is one. There's no other chief in Bawku. Nobody should misinform the system. Bawku for Hene Bako, and he is the one the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana recognizes. And one no. And sa or Hene na oye Bawku Naba no oye kusasini. That's it. And on none or Hene kwa Ghana Constitution recognizing no. There are no two chiefs biya e Bawku. Nobody should spread that news. Say, you are him from you Bawku and internet tribal and talk. No, the NPP is forcing to install a chief in Bawku because Bawumia wants to force his side, his small side. And it's make us say, and your man for nyina and the pet the ekosono because they know man for na omunim nyansa. They want to live in harmony, no? They know they have lived with Aya Bawku Naba for years and nothing happened. So why is it said today, from nowhere, the Bawku Naba's the power, no? Somebody wants to limit it by bringing in an illegal chief. Bawku ni ahimfumienu. Don't get it wrong. Ahimfumienu ni Bawku. Bawku or Hene Bako pe Aya Bawku Naba. And he is the recognized chief of Bawku. Nobody should get it wrong. Besides, where do you have? I think you sent me that video the last time. It will be good for me to play that video now because maybe Ghana 40 Bawku story no any history na say. Mema obia and that says okay, I've seen it. Mema obia and that Ghana that say Bawku ahimfumienu. They are no Bawku or Hene Bako pe. The Constitution of the Republic of Ghana recognizes only the Bawku Naba. That's it. Obia also you know Bokubia or illegal or cromfo. The people should not recognize that person. And none about Umia Air Force his small group of people to do. Mahamudu Baumia on any packet webi even Mamprisi for no Nyansana are not in support of what is happening. Because Mamprisi for the be aware Kusasi for the be aware Mamprisi for. And they have lived and they have come to that recognition say Bawku Naba na ye omohene all these years. Why are we here today? Why are we allowing this to happen? All because Bawumia pese odi president, all because Bawumia pese odi some criminals bibe di bokoso. Let's listen to Cletus Avoka Oka Insembi about Bawku and the history behind what is happening. Let us go through this a little bit.
For those who have not followed this and do not know a lot about this, what is this Bawku crisis about?
Dr. Randy, thank you for the opportunity. I'm very saddened that many of the commentators on this issue do not actually know the facts or the background, and then they prefer to give expert advice, whatnot and whatnot. Others also know, and they are not honest enough to talk the truth. The problem we have with the Bawku issue is that people don't want to accept the truth. And people don't want to accept the fact that we have the rule of law and due process. Now, let me just give you a brief background of Bawku. Bawku, as I've indicated, is predominantly Kusasi. And now, the Mamprisi came to Bawku during the Trans-Saharan trade, when goods from the south used to come to Salaga, goods like gunpowder, drinks, cola nuts, etc., would come from the south to Salaga. Then from Salaga, they will come to Nairobi. Then from there, they will descend to Bawku. Then go to Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, etc. So that was the Trans-Saharan trade route. And then on their way back, they passed through the same route. The history is documented. And it is that the Kusasis in Bawku used to waylay the traders, coming either from the north or south, and then seize their wares. So, on account of that, because they used to come from and settle in Nairobi first, the Nigerian decided that, okay, he will establish a police post in Bawku to protect the traders when they were going south, coming back from the north to the south, or going from the south to the north. So he sends a few men to Bawku to settle there and then maintain the trade route. So it is because they said the story that the Kusasi were there and then harassing the traders. That's why the Nigerian decided to do that. So they came there, but they were not chiefs over Kusasis, who were the Tindanes and land owners and everything. They all coexisted. because the Kusasi were not particularly part of this trading business and whatnot. Now, this is what happened. And normally, when a community comes to some place like Kusasi who are in the crowd, we have the Kusasi community chief, we have the Fafra community chief, and the rest of them. But none of them can ever aspire to become the Gamanche. No matter how strong or wealthy they become, they cannot become Gamanche. Because they have come to settle here and do business, they cannot become Gamanche. The Ashantis accounts are many in the crowd. Some of them could even outnumber the Gan, but they can never become Gamanche. That is the story of Bawku. Then, when the Europeans came in 1901, they were going to rule the area through chiefs because they didn't have the administrative personnel. So they settled first in the Nalerugo Gambaga with the Nairi. That's where the white man settled first. And then from there, the Nairi princes and then the interpreters and facilitators escorted them down the scarp to Bawku. Naturally, when they got to Bawku, they were set with their brethren who were there already protecting the trade route. The white man wanted to see one chief controlling the whole area, but because we are a cephalus, we didn't have one person control the whole area. There are Tindanes and clan heads and the rest of them. So the white man just decided that, okay, since the Mamprisi no chieftaincy, and they want the chief to rule them, they will make the Mamprisi settlers in Bawku, the Bawku Naba. That is all. That is all. So since then, the Kusa have been struggling and struggling, and then they caught up with the independence struggle, etc. In 1956, the Mamprisi Bawku Naba died. The Mamprisi Bawku Naba died in 1956. And in 1957, the Mamprisis left Bawku to go to Nalerugo. They normally go to the northern region to the Nairi for enskinment to come back and rule the Kusasis in Bawku. So the Kusas said, look, Ghana, we are struggling for independence, that the white man should go. So you also go back to your Nalerugo if you want to be chief. You cannot be chief over us. So while the Mampris were in Nalerugo trying to get as chief, the Kusas also decided to skin their own veteran to be a Tindana of Bawku to be their chief. So at that time, in 1957, June 1957, there was a Nairi and skin Mamprisi chief of Bawku and a Kusasi and skin Bawku Naba. Then the colonial governor, it wasn't Kwame Nkrumah, but people have the history, and I can give you documentation after this. The colonial governor, the last colonial governor, Lord Listowel, set up a committee. He said he couldn't recognize any of them without investigations. He didn't want to act arbitrarily. So he set a committee of inquiry to ascertain the claims of the Kusasis and the Mamprises as to who are the landowners then supposed to be the traditional rulers of Bawku. The committee was chaired by one of Opoku Afare, a lawyer from the Volta region. The two other members were Nana Ajimambadu, the first, then late Domahini, and Luri Canton, the second, Tumukuru at the time. They went to Bawku and settled there and then investigated it and presented a report to the then colonial governor that in fact the Mampris came there as settlers. They were Kusasi there doing everything and whatnot and whatnot. And that is why it's only a Mampris family, but Kusasi is a whole tribe and the rest of them. And therefore it is administratively, politically, and developmentally wrong for the Nairi who has a family in Bawku to impose the Mampris chief on the Kusasis extra. That is untraditional, uncultural. The colonial governor accepted the report and issued a white paper recognizing the Kusasi man, Abu Raga Zoka I, as Bawku Naba and the head chief of the Kusasi area. Now let me explain this technical thing, Bawku Naba and head chief of Kusasi area. In 1932, the colonial district commissioner in Bawku signed, brought all 18 divisional chiefs from the Kusasi area, that Bawku West, Pusga, Garu, Chimpan and whatnot, and said that he settled in Bawku. So they should make Bawku Naba their leader. They should make the Bawku Naba leader so that he can be dealing with the Bawku Naba, who can also deal with them. So in 1932, the Bawku Naba was raised to the state of paramount chief over the rest of the Kusasi area. So the fellow from 1932, the fellow who was described as Bawku Naba also became the head chief of Kusasi area. That is the same, is synonymous. Bawku Naba or head chief of Kusasi area is the same fellow. Yala Bawku Naba or paramount chief of Kusasi, the same fellow. Then when the committee made this finding to the colonial governor and Lord Listowel issued the white paper, the Mamprises were unhappy and went to the High Court. That time the High Court was called Divisional Court. On the ground, not on the facts of the case, but the fact that the colonial governor erred by saying that the Bawku Naba is also a head chief of Kusasi area. That was just the technical thing they appealed against, but not even the substance. And the High Court ruled in their favor and quashed the committee's report and then the colonial governor's white paper. Then the Governor General and then the Kusasa appealed to the Court of Appeal. And that time, that was the highest court of the land at the time on these issues. Who are to be chiefs of Bawku, Kusasa or Mamprises, etc. Then the Court of Appeal, the High Court of Land, chaired or presided by Sir Akukosa, then Chief Justice, Granville Sharp, and Van Leer. They wrote a succinct judgment based on the committee's report, etc., and said that in fact, Bawku is for Kusasis. Mamprises have no right to be chiefs in Bawku. Court of Appeal decision. And that was final. So there were peace and harmony in Bawku. Then 1966, National Liberation Council overthrows Kwame Nkrumah. And for no reason, they decided that all the Kusasi in Bawku should be destroyed. So they were destroyed by Decree 112 in 1966. The Kusasi have been petitioning governments and whatnot until AFRC. We led a demonstration in Bawku when Rollins came to Bawku, and we said, we need social justice. You are looking for social justice, this is part of it. But he said that, look, they have come for house cleaning exercise, they didn't come to do chieftaincy. So they should present a petition to Liman, who had won the election already. Liman didn't look at the matter because he had only 2.5 years and then left. Then Rollins came back, and Kusa petitioned PNDC. And they passed PNDC law 75. After studying the situation, they said the people were there through due process, from Committee of Inquiry through to High Court, through to High Court of Appeal. So how can you come and pass a decree destroying them when the highest court of land had judged in their favor? So PNDC law 75 was passed in 1983, restoring the Kusasi Bokunaba to the Court of Appeal decision of 1958. That had been the status quo. Then in 1996, the government, through Justice VCRAC CRAP, decided that there were some laws that are no more that are in the statute books that have no use. They have achieved their purpose. In fact, they have become spent law. So PNDC laws, some many arrests were repealed. And by law, if you benefit from a law and then they repeal it, your benefit, you are now even further benefited because nobody can attach that. There's no law for somebody to challenge. So in 2001, the Mamprises came to President Kufuor. He said, we are MPP with you. Indeed, the tradition that the Bawku Mamprises are traditionally UP, the Kusasis are traditionally CPP. That is a fact. So they came and said, President Kufuor, seize the chieftain from Kusasi for us. And Kufuor told them that, look, but by the constitution, I cannot discipline as chief, and I cannot install a chief. I cannot also do anything. If I go to court, and I understand Kufuor took them through history and said that they should abandon their claim because there's no way they can go back to Bawku and become chiefs. They refused and went to the Supreme Court in 2003 under President Kufuor. And Akufo-Addo's chambers was the one that filed the petition against the Bawku Naba. His chambers was the fellow that did the case in the Supreme Court against the current Bawku Naba. Then when the case was to be heard on a particular day, the Mamprusi chiefs filed a notice, Mamprusi lawyers filed a notice of discontinuance at the Supreme Court with liberty to come back or to reapply. That day I was there. Justice Akwa, Brobe, Dr. Sef Chum and others, they presided. And they said, why do you want to withdraw? You voluntarily brought this case. They asking for a declaration. The PNDC law 75 declared null and void. Asking for a declaration that only a Mamprisi priest can be Bawku Naba and not a Kusasi man. These are serious matters. And why do you want to withdraw? Then, hello?
Yes, we're listening.
Good. Yeah, just wind up. Then the Mamprisi lawyers said that when they read the Bawku Naba's defense, they have no legs to stand. I'm quoting them. That they have no legs to stand. That means they have no case. Because they discovered that PNDC law 75 will not be in the statute book for them to challenge. They discovered that under the Constitution, you cannot, if you don't hail from a particular area and the rest of them, you cannot become chief. So the Supreme Court said, okay, you are at liberty to withdraw your case, but you have no right. Because the Supreme Court had stated the documentation that we had filed, the court case we had filed, the court decision we had filed. They said, you can withdraw your case, you are at liberty to do that, but you have no liberty to bring any action in Ghana to any forum challenging the Kusasi man as Bawku Naba under Articles 270 and 277 of the 1992 Constitution. That you have no right at all. That there might be an end to litigation. You are being vexatious. You have no case, and you are wasting everybody's time. That the rule of the Supreme Court is there. 3 lines. That's 2003 and the MPP. So this thing, I mean, the status quo remained. Bawku now became a chief and whatnot until 2021. And I presume because Akufo-Addo Chambers handled their matter in 2003, they thought that now that Akufo-Addo is going for his last term, then they must twist his arms so that he can use politics to impose a chief, make the chief of Bawku against all the due process of law and the rule of law. So 2021, they said that a former Mampusichi who died in 1981, we protested, government, we even went and got an injunction to restrain him from doing such a thing. They still went ahead to do it. Government did not arrest them for contempt of court. Then from then, government led them, security escorted them out of Bawku to Nayiri, to Nalerugu. Then in February 2023 last year, they enskined a Bawku man as Bawku Naba and the security guards. We couldn't do anything because we can't fight the Ghana armed forces. And then government said that, we have made a mistake. So they went, Nigeria had no right to enskin a chief. There's a legitimate Bawku Naba. That government own statement that the enskinment is illegal, etc. So they went to High Court in Bolga. The state went to the High Court in Bolga and got an arrest warrant that they were going to arrest both the Nayiri and the person he enskined in Bawku, while Sedo Abadre. When there were protests in the northern region that you can't arrest their paramountcy, they dropped the case against the Nayiri, but maintained the arrest warrant on this fugitive. Then the case came on appeal to the Court of Appeal in Kumasi, and they quashed the warrant. They said that it should have been the district court that should issue the warrant and not the High Court, and therefore they quashed it. Against that background that this fugitive has gone back to Bawku, and we now are seeing this bloodshed going on. Indeed, last week, when the appeal court quashed the arrest warrant, I called the National Security Minister, who is a good friend. I called Mr. Asomani, National Security Coordinator. I called Honorable Mr. Adami, Attorney General, and I told them that if they let the man go back to Bawku, there will be bloodshed. What they should do is that while they have filed appeal against the court appeal ruling to the Supreme Court, they should just go back to Bolga, ask the district magistrate, the AG department there, to file a fresh action at the district court for a fresh warrant of arrest, and then you are done. They said yes, they will do that. So the man has no right to enter Bawku. They will even mount security surveillance on him. Surprisingly, the Attorney General even wrote to the Court of Appeal, Supreme Court withdrawing the notice of appeal they had filed. They had not elected their office in Bolga to also go and take an arrest warrant on his head. They allowed him to enter Bawku. And this is where we find ourselves. The summary of it is that the Kusasi Bawku Naba is there through due process. Court of Appeal 1958, Supreme Court 2003. So there's no chieftaincy dispute anywhere, pending in any jurisdiction in any competent court in Ghana, or traditional council or regional house of appeal or nothing in Ghana. What is happening in Bawku is abuse of, criminality, and an abuse of power.
That's all. He used just 15 minutes to run you through the history of Bawku. The Bawku case in 1958, the Court of Appeal that served as the highest court of the land, ruled in favor of the Kusasis, that the Kusasis are the rightful owners of the land and that they have the right to enskin a chief, to make that chief the Bawku Naba. In 2003, the Supreme Court, after these Mampusis were led by Akufo-Addo to the Supreme Court, they themselves pulled out of the case, knowing they could not win any case. The Supreme Court technically told the whole of Bawku that the Kusasis are the rightful owners of the land. 2003, and a case we end there. Why are we having this bloodshed today? Why are we here today? Why are we killing people today? It is because of Napo, Bawumia and Akufo-Addo. That's all. You see, he was saying, he called the Attorney General, he called the National Security. They all know that guy is somebody they need to get rid of, in terms of they need to take him out of Bawku. But it is Bawumia and Akufo-Addo weaponizing that guy, forcing him on the people of Bawku. And nothing at Bawku Naba no time John Mahama called or the appeal to him, he was not demanding, he was appealing. That is there a way that you can make Bawku its own region so that the people will know our land, that this is where we belong. Because people who came as settlers are now claiming ownership of the land. That is where the problem is. Dagomba hene a owo Kumasi entumi claim ownership of Asanteman. No. You are settlers. Asante can recognize Dagomba for. Asante can recognize Awona for. Asante can recognize Sisala for. You can be a chief to the Sisala people or Dagomba people in the Ashanti region, but you cannot climb to the highest stool to become Asante hene. And it applies to Bawku. Kusasi for assassini omudiano. From history, Mamprisi for are settlers. So at a point, the Mamprisi people in their small communities had opinion leaders. They saw them as chiefs. And out of that small leverage they were given, they thought that they could install one person to be the overlord of the Bawku land. Through history, from 1958 to 2003, it is clear that the Mamprisi people are the rightful owners of the land. So why are we killing them? That is why the president, who used to be the lawyer for this small group of Mamprisi for, because I don't want Ghanaians to make it look like, say, Mamprisi for Nina are in support of the murdering of people by Bawumiani Kufuado Abainwe. No. I want Ghanaians to understand, say, there's a few people in this government who are, at the end of the day, putting this thing together. Until let us not, as much as we know the land belongs to the Kusasis, no, Mamo meyan fa Mamprisi fo nyina engu one basket team, enka se Mamprisi fo ni pabone fo. Eya Bawumiani ni group kitwe bia, omuye greedy no, they are the ones causing this problem. Because mini Mamprisi fo muni munyansa, they don't want this. But it is the greed from Kufuado, who used to be a lawyer for the small group amongst the Mamprisi Fono, and Bawumia, who wants to forcefully and skin a chief on the Mamprisi on the Bawku people. The Constitution of the Republic of Ghana recognizes Bawku Naba one as the only chief, or the paramount chief of Bawku, and he is a Kusasi because his forefathers owned the land. That is end of case. Jack. You see, as 76 is here, and I say, we try to take action. They use the court, they use the security, they use the court and the security to intimidate Kusasi for. And that has been the plan of NPP 4-way, Bawumianko 4-way. That is the plan. You see, Asama esi ewo eyedien Bawku right now. No. Quickly, the Chief Justice says, oh, you know what? All the courts around eyedien Bawku no, we're closing it down. From Bolga to Bawku, it's about 1 hour 45 minutes. From Bolga to Bawku, it's about almost 2 hours. Suddenly, the Chief Justice is out. All the courts around there, and even court at Bawku, Bolga, no, we're closing it down. Why? Why do you close the courts down? Their plan is that Omunim said there is a warrant pending. Some people, some courts there are supposed to take a decision. That decision will see to the end of this because the illegality happening. No, the man who is leading the Bawumia small group, we need to use the court in Bawku to stop them. Now, quickly, Omako Chief Justice was say she should close down all the courts. Senyebeya, that warrant, that court decision to arrest the guy, no, it will not take effect because you need the court to basically come out with a decision for that guy not to carry himself as a chief. Into quickly, the Chief Justice came out and said, "Me close court from Bolga to Bawku is almost 2 hours." Into why do you close the court there? Why do you close the court at Bawku so that no one can go and get that warrant? You see what they are doing. This woman, the murdering of people, are calculated. I know sometimes I'm for say we hate these people, we don't hate them. They are diabolic people. Oh dear. Me say from Bolga to Bawku, it's about an hour and a half. So when you read this document, thank you very much. And this document is actually the one I'm going to read now. It's coming from Nkoto. And it's important we read this document. It's got to do with the Bawku issue. Now you see this issue. So it's also important. These are records that a bit to me, yeah, they are supporting a Cletus Avoca issues, no kind of. Now when you read this document and look at this document, it says party politics and the deterioration of Kusasi Mamprusi relations. Tension between the Kusasi and Mamprusi became worse after the emergence of political parties in the Gold Coast, with Nkrumah's Convention People's Party and Northern People's Party, that's the NPP, that's the CPP, Nkrumah's the Convention People Party, that's the CPP, and the Northern People's Party, NPP, as the main parties in the region. These events coincided with the formation of the Kusasi Youth Movement, mainly by Kusasi educated elites and college graduates. In Bawku and its environs, the CPP had the support of the Kusasi and won massively in the Kusasi-dominated enclaves. On the other hand, the Mamprusi led by the Nairi rallied behind the NPP, referred to as the Chiefs Party. Thus, by the dawn of independence, Kusasi-Mamprusi relations had assumed a national dimension as reflected by the polarization of the support base of the CPP and the NPP in Bawku and its environs. In addition to this, so the whole thing started time a NPP for who say the elites, those in Bawku na omoye Kusasi for na omako school na, they were supporting CPP's ideologies, you know. The NLC, the NPP, omono, they decided to go in there and without due respect, use the other group, without due respect, most of them who were not that educated, to counter the inroads of the CPP. It has been a political thing. In the Soko Mamprusia, Oko Bawku, that group no mo yesano, omo ye NPP asefo, because NPP for no ebed ma omo idea be say, if you are against CPP, if you're against Kwame Nkrumah, if you're against the ideology of Kwame Nkrumah, then join us and destroy these people. And that is what they have done till now. And remember, CPP ideologies at the NDC ideologies. And it's a JJ Rollins by and the PNDC era now. Omoka say he should take action or say they came to do a house cleaning. They did not come to deal with tribal issues. So the JJ Rollins PNDC, they wanted to stay away from these kinds of tribal issues. The JJ Rollins PNDC wanted the courts to take charge of this. And in 2003, the court took charge and the judgment came out from the Supreme Court that the Kusasis are the rightful owners of the land. So why are we murdering people today? For the CJ, for the Chief Justice to quickly go out there and say, I have closed all the courts, a deliberate, a diabolic. They don't want the warrant issue to be dealt with. Yes. So every person who is killed, Ekufuado and Bawumia, they know about it. Oko Bawku, Sa Mamprusi for Mubotun, Etwede Kutomono, and sophisticated military weapons. They are not shooting with simple guns. So no. Some of the videos we cannot show you on this TV. Share the kind of guns they are using. A government supported attack. They want to nullify Kusasi for no. So when ya Bawku hineno mekuno, these people, I'm telling you. So Bawku hineno, so when you the right protection, this Bawumia MPP Mamprusi small group will kill him. Because at the end of the day, that is their old target. That is the only thing left. And it's that the Kusasis have to be very vigilant. And Mamprusi for now, very intelligent and honest people. No, you should tell your people that this is not going to help anyone. Mahmoud Bawumia is too greedy. Because of power. Now, my uncle him. Ak, we can no Ghana. Yo.
My life wasn't always like this. I worked in a bank and had money in bonds to cushion me for the future. Then, with a stroke of a pen, my life was destroyed. My bank was part of the 420 financial institutions which the MPP government recklessly collapsed. What was to become the life of the workers? No one in this insensitive government cared. And suddenly, I was jobless. Their incessant borrowing also led to a debt restructuring program that affected me, and just like that, a significant portion of my lifetime investment vanished. Even worse, my lifetime savings from 30 years of hard work has been rendered useless due to the continuous depreciation of the city and extremely high cost of living in the country. Now, look at me. The fruits of my toil and sweat have all gone down the drain because of bad leadership. What to eat with my children is even a struggle. God, help me and the many who share in my pain. Let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end. Change must come.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
All right, you're still live on Loud Silence TV. My name is Kevin Akobedu Taylor. You're still watching With All Due Respect extended version. We're coming to you live from our studios here in Washington, D.C. It's exactly 6 p.m. U.S. East Coast time, and a Halloween night. Maybe membano almost trick or treating or something. Omoko candies near the day. Bijinem. I inti bipia. I'll go home and I'll go and see them and hear what they have to tell me. The unya candy kesiye and the unya ketwa. Minim se mindrufi no na ye gidi. I adintra we tough no. I was saying me kwa selection. The omo de beba no. Oma kodano. Also me yi me dem packet cat ba. Into oma kodano. Also me yi mu. Ochina na mama tutu pe na enu ano no obi endi tofi bi. Inti me so me pon na me kwa. Sa tofi no omo na mo na. Omo jejeje no. Omo bedru fie na boga me twen omo. Ai inti me so omo ba ya pa. Ai sa de sa popi. Henry chose today. And Azara a Carmen. O shebe ni see a Carmen of friend Kevin. And me back to no edit no no say friend Kevin, how are you? And I'm still good. Now necessary so between. Hello dad. So I'm good. Yeah. And then my people say, why you calling your dad Kevin? Also, that's his name, right? Is he not called Kevin? Or no edit no catch no ma me say, is he not Kevin? And I'm say, yeah. No I be him Kevin. And I'm sure him say and I'm so what for ye papa. What for ye? Na come be territory wa. Sa territory na ye 30 million pena. Emma Argentina for more Holland crown or followers dos che sa ni. Anka upie sa territory wa ka booties anka wedi no. Ka we pie Accra Sports Stadium mechi. Ono na wedi tiri na menim say hello Kevin. And I'm so oh I'm good. When then so good. How are you too? So Kevin I'm good. And then my maker says why you call your dad Kevin? So is his name not Kevin? And I'm so I'm Kevin. About the day. And I'm so I'm Kevin, no problem. I be try to time ko jail. Me try was me ko jail. Be try to me ko jail. It do no problem. It's Kevin. Na kakran go for me kakran. Oh you set me a plan. Do me gonna say crew. Hey go boy. All right, now let's take care of business. The one for the bogus what town pa ho. Sibia wo feel me no, dia me man dia me no. It is antan me ra ho ama me ho. Ai. Sibia mo feel me pa Kevin days my enkwara we. But yet to chrome ha. America for enkwara we on. O de kobusa Spider. Uncle Dan. We know Uncle Dan. You don't know Uncle Dan. Uncle Dan can go. Uncle Dan on yame Uncle Dan madam fu bi ba. Gare ni akwara de papa otumi koda na waba also obenom tea ansa na wakoda I tea no otumi ya tea also I milk ni sa me share this Uncle Dan bibi da we pie ye o papa nkran ni no ne nkora brem odi 13 ansa na onya papa ye di o papa nkran ni no onyini ya di 13 not nkran 13 years ansa na wonya papa ye di papa ye kura ye ka sika no bi okonya koto papa ye di ya o ti ase sa sika no ana motete kuro na maka ma adwene kire but it's okay I know be cano sana obi bebro e go bebre go sana mama from o hey Kobe hey Frank how are you hey me say anopa won dana ko ya be fo mempa anopa tutu bia na oba be pa mempa no good morning Kevin I'm sure nim Saturday popi me ma sorry obe 4:30 madwiri we chire omunim se me niti je obia ofie ho bibi je kra de be ni ate me nya pede kekra bi na me nya me bo ho ban me no me fie mo cameras be 30 bibi je kra de masa so de ma check camera na ma check me time na ma check me na ma yimi tuo che se bibia because boga I am from far away Inti Jack abroje ngora no odi uni akora uni odi ko bu Obama now let's take care of this. John Dramani Mahama and the Wakasa. But before I'll do the Mahama a year speech now and the year, exactly at 11:30. But may I go through a few social media such stories now. To me and finish away. Oh, this story. Napo, I am to say. Bawumia matisa na Bawumia say insult does not win election. Obi andi watemo wa ujimi ene yuka. What you now? Incompetent John Mahama. I have heard the incompetent one. I have heard the Kwasiana incompetent. You can say, don't be stupid. Wolf. Yeah, wouldn't be the and then we know John Mahama is insulted. But we are going to brofu. Jimmy. Now, Monjane ne running mate no. The day John Kuma wuye and an apu boardam minima de kruntra. The day fine man John Kuma wuye and an apu boardam. Now some person who is an apu. Obetumi asofa John Kuma problem na be munhwe na nikosua it is meeting I am steady no napo or serious ailment problem bi ho na nikosua no napo's eyeballs na nikosua no sha the two black no they are meeting mo beka sasebu manka now napo say or send message akoma den former CJ Sufaya Ekufu or say what would force a retired Chief Justice with full salary to join protests? Or say a dear pan the Bema former Chief Justice Sufaya Kufwa or no air retiree or no other retirees, pensioners. Ahiti Street say omo demonstration because are buying atamo musika without them knowing. Napo say Sufaya Kufu mu nimu nyansa. A catch them. And yem vendimo. When my conscience yem vendimo. I was here and I'm catching them say when the NPP through Ken Oforiata mismanagement of the economy Ekufuado Bawumia timer omofa pensioner fosika DDEP our pensioners they were supposed to speak truth to the government we found or we got some pensioners sitting on TV telling Ghana for say oh Ken Oforiata is a God-fearing man share Yenya pensioner form mobutena TV so we know that you know what a year Ken Oforiata is a God-fearing man and that we know God will talk to him God will touch his heart and that our money and that napodima or di pensioner for atem or say ye pensioner yetua woka na aban atam usike dia Jimmy 7 say ubepie na wabe demonstration pensioner na sika na eda an accounts ma every month oyika kra edikoto inro edisha no yare through DDEP the carelessness from you fools mwedi omusika na omo ye kire no napo and the original platform ka say na Sufaya Kufu ye da wutia woka na ye wia usika kra de akwa DDEP a de nyansa na wo say also kwa demonstration who read this story now rebe ho kwasia we pese obeye running vice president kwasia we did the pensioner for more Ghana in Atem said they don't have the rights. It is all a pensioner. Now say you're down ML salary you don't have the right when somebody is taking your pension money. Sufaya Kufu say your ex CJ. Now say Ebia Onya stipends me for Abaho. Now all her life after serving this nation. Now or the Sikana Koto says Sikano or the Abo Abain Besia. Now Abain Ed Sikano na Oka. She does not have the right to say it. People like Napo are not supposed to live on this planet. Napo Jimmy. Napo ya kwasia. Omu pensioners no. Inti ya maame no mo ye teacher fo a na omo eye the street so a na omo su omo ye demonstration omo ka se aban no omo sika na aban na fa no aban no make sure say omo nsa ka omo sika no meba omo nsa ka omo sika no back no and then apogina stage ka kire Ghana for say sa pensioner fo we mu na mo hu omo no onti ase say omo aden omo jimi so omo demonstration.
We know we will get there. Heaven knows how we will get there. We know we will. It's what we have, we know. And the road will be muddy and rough, but we'll get there. Heaven knows how we will get. We know we will. At that time, we are going. Heaven knows where we are going. We know we will. We will get there. Heaven knows how we will.
These are the people Napo is telling them that they are crazy. Also, I'm about them. I didn't know some demonstration. Say, Abain afo musika. Abain afo musika. Adenti. And the crowd, John Mahama spoke about the bonds, about how Abain we afa kutikwanso every Ghana fosika. Okache Ghana for say when he comes back, something needs to be done because things needs to be restored. John Mahama and the Okasano, he even apologized to pensioners ni penifua aban way efa kutikwanso ewia omusika. John Mahama today he felt so bad say then aban etimi fa Ghana fosika etimi efa Ghana fosika na at the end of the day juma ni di ayama Ghana a sacrifice and the John Mahama ekasa he was saying said these things are supposed to be rectified. I was say correct sanyoma way. But napose de napose eyesofa ekufu any pensioners omo Ghana oma bodam say sebio omo be sorry so demonstration aban for musiketi antidien. But you know when you have a matured intelligent politician when they are speaking you need to listen to them well. This is John Mahama's reaction.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time under the Fourth Republic, Ghana suffered the shame of debt defaults. Our citizens, including pensioners, had their bonds withheld and had very severe haircuts. Even though our external partners have suffered a variant of this crude haircut, the government I will lead from 7th January 2025 is expected to begin paying for the sins of this government's debt default. This means that Ghana's international relations must be stepped up to restore our global influence and enhance our role in international affairs, as well as ensure maximum benefits for national development, and positioning ourselves as the favored destination for foreign direct investment in West Africa.
This is John Mahama. He is preparing to come to power to solve the mess and kwasiafu we are causing. He is thinking about pensioners. He is thinking about how to restore the integrity na wono to protect our pensioners. Sika kakra edawa sebio omode ede ebo mo bra eti medical bills ede bo mo. This is John Mahama. He is thinking about them. Napo today in power is insulting pensioners. Napo today in power ojina nipem na waka kire pensioners say adan na omo demonstration na ono Napo no hu ni say omo agimi. Now, I'm in trouble, Debbie. Ekoni etim no. So mo anya careful a. San kwasiafo we for MPP no be say kuro no. Hey. John Mahama is in opposition. You see the conflict in Bawku. The conflict in Bawku, it is so dear to John Mahama. Ehano. In his heart, no, he doesn't want to lose any life. He doesn't want any Ghanaian to die because of politics. Every opportunity John Mahama in these few days, he has tried to speak on the Bawku conflict. He has tried to tell the people of Bawku that they are all brothers and sisters. They should recognize and that nobody should kill a brother or a sister. John Mahama has been president before, and under his leadership, so John Mahama in opposition has seen, he said, if he does not come back to correct what these people are doing, we will not have a nation. And it's not even today, this evening, when John Mahama was speaking, he still spoke on the Bawku issue. The president of the republic, the vice president who wants to lead or say he's not going to speak on it because the president and the vice president are weaponizing some small group of people to kill Ghanaians. This is John Mahama today. How he wants to solve this Bawku issue and how he wants it to stop. We need to give power to people who think about us. Or say it to me,
corruption and make it a high-risk endeavor for any person. Operation Recover All the Loot will investigate, prosecute the proceeds of our commitment is to review and enforce the assets declaration regime to promote transparency and combat corruption.
I'm trying to get you. I'm sorry, I have so many videos here. I'm trying to get you what John Mahama said about the Bawku issue tonight.
I therefore wish to use this opportunity to urge our men and women in uniform to remember to abide by their oaths of office, to protect and defend our Constitution before, during, and after this general election. Finally, on security, I call for calm to prevail in Bawku. I appeal to all sides to exercise restraint and silence the weapons. Resolving the Bawku conflict will be one of my first priorities when I become president.
This is how leaders speak. Leaders don't take sides. Leaders solve problems. Leaders, the plight of the people are always the problem, the headache of leaders. This is an opposition leader. And he's talking about how the ASU Obokono Ehano. We have a president who is the head of the military and all security agencies in Ghana. We have a vice president who is the head of the Ghana Police Council. Osa Efri Mampurusi Ofri Walewale Oya Bokuni. He has decided not to speak. I had then I'll come to Mima MPP. I had then I would to Mima a murderer. Because what the government is doing, they are murdering the people of Bawku. Let's get serious for once. And then we have a running mate who is walking around telling Ghana for say pensioners or more Ghana Jimmy for demonstrating against the government that is stealing from them. Massa, we cannot speak more again. All that we want to tell you say, you people should at the end of the day understand. Wemu MPP for Jimmy. Bawumia does not care. Only no dinichino. Adia Samira Penyinane so be first lady. Hey, if Bawumia can use all the thugs in Ghana to kill everyone for Samira to see herself as first lady, she will do it. She doesn't care. Me see, say Bawumia be use police or be use military. Eku eye Ghana Nibia to become president for Samira to be called first lady. She doesn't care. Bawumia dama wabon and saying if Samira, the woman is telling him, you get me what I want. So Bawumia is fooling himself not because of the love for Ghana. Bawumia does not care about Ghana. Bawumia cares about his wife and what his wife wants. So it is not what they will pay. And Bawumia pay. Bawumia pay the yere pay. And this woman, or your second lady cry, when we make a box, or by first lady, articulator, and a benny make a box. Now let's take our time. Let's listen to some of the things John Mahama said today and have some short commentaries on it.
Corruption and make it a high-risk endeavor for any person. Operation Recover All the Loot will investigate, prosecute the proceeds of corruption using both local and foreign investigative expertise to achieve this objective. Closely linked to oral will be legislation to prohibit political appointees, political exposed persons, and all serving public officials from purchasing state assets. We shall address the detrimental phenomenon of state capture by establishing a state assets registry. As I have assured the chiefs of the Ghana states, we will open an inquiry into the sale of stolen government lands and the implementation of the Accra redevelopment policy. And let me assure you, the investigation into the looting of government lands will not be restricted to Accra alone. We are aware of the developments that have taken place in Kumasi, Ho, and Tamale, and we will extend the oral into all the 16 regions, and I commit to rigorously implement the recommendations of this inquiry. To ensure value for money and transparency in the award of contracts, we will set up an independent value for money office, which will be responsible for scrutinizing any government procurement that is above $5 million, or as Parliament may determine. Parliament may determine a lower figure that is left with Parliament to decide. But every contract or procurement that is above a certain figure will be subject to independent value for money audit. The Public Procurement Act of 2003, Act 663 as amended, will further be amended to make single-source and restricted tendering an exception rather than the norm. Working with the Judiciary, special courts will be established to prosecute and sanction persons in whom adverse findings are made by the Auditor General's report and by Parliament.
John Mahama is reaffirming his promises. Okache Ghana for Osi oral. Eye Ghana nsase a eye aban nsase a nipa bi omo aban mu ende ye nyina enim ewia nsase na ton ama omo ho enye nkranko awo Kumasi Ho eye the Volta region, Eastern region. Se obi wa aban mu na se omo de koti kwan aton asase omo o say eno eye ade bi a oba to make sure so omo yesa de nyina de betwe omaso age asase ni nyina back. This is what we need to reset Ghana. John Mahama say eye ade a ye frɛ no eye de stolen lands no enye eno nko awo eye Accra redevelopment no obe make sure say Sibia JJ Rawlings any Atamos mo ye o madwene say omo redevelop Accra. Government lands a Accra na omo pese omo make sure say you develop Accra and Sase to benefit the people of Accra and Ghana for at the end of the day no and then go for we aba omo twitwa Sase ni peace amo omo no John Mahama say and the oral no when they come they'll retrieve and they'll make sure they go back to basics to reset and crime for no Oma sasna eye aban asase omabɔ ho ban na aban wo plans say ye de beye enyoma ebeboa nkranfo aboa Ghana no or say NDC ba power opeso ka kire NPP for say wa wo de won saka nkranfo asase and it's a promise to nkranfo oba reset system no ensase bia ye aban dia esa ye nkranfo dia no it to go to the rightful owners. John Mahama say eba aban contract ene edien ene aban dwumade o say aban contract bi enwa sebio se omo ka se omo ko sign a ebebro $5 million or say the cap $5 million. Parliament be decided but ono de na aban be make sure say the aban no sign contract ne aban yesikasembia they stay within $5 million. Senior beya we can work within our own finances and reach. He is trying also to make sure say ye expenditure and senior sebio ye be yesikasemu seno no he is putting a limit. We need to stop because aban we problem in how they have been able to at the end of the day how they have not been able to stop the overspending, how they have been able to breach a lot of procurement processes. Because they hide behind procurement, they hide behind single source, no matter $50 million, no their mobi. They hide behind procurement, no matter $50 million, $60 million, $100 million, no their mobi. John Mahama saw bar. There's going to set up a committee. Their job is to make sure say procurement, a year contractor, a buying sign, it will not exceed 5 million. Even Parliament, he will make sure say within Parliament, they try not to exceed that, because and only the only way we can at least manage our expenditure, manage how much we spend. That is the only way we can save money. And then the resetting of Ghana's economy. John Mahama Ekasano, I see. Nyama be brain owa NDC buying episode ye. Now, sa opera ora where odebano. It is geared towards making sure say the resetting idea no de ba say nyoma ose aban ye ema ye sikasem efa nentuma pafra ejina ne naso no. That is why he's introducing this, because so person who reset den ekura, so person uji krosi wa e also go back to basics. Ne nyoma bi eni tokro bi ededa wa ema sikasem no enwunu intina de bi John Mahama ka o say so wo na aban mu na say emra diw enya de obejew. Na ose oba power no obetata MPP for me di Ghana sika. Na we NDC ni awa be mu obedi Ghana sika na embra no so mu a ono John Mahama onjew. And this is the kind of the reset we need. Mahamudu Bawumia ntumi njina baby ankasa obetuma prosecute NPP ni. He can't. Unim. Omo mo wi Ghana nsase ewo Kumasi, Accra, Tamale, Volta region. Omo ya MPP for no Mahamudu Bawumia ntumi njina stage da enkasa mi wini power me prosecute obi owi aban asase otumi nye. Because in kofono mo wi aban asase no omo sika enom de ye campaign ma no. Enti Bawumia ntumi njina stage enkasa eye gold for oil obe prosecute ontumi nkasa bibi ti say de ejapa obe prosecute. Bawumia ntumi nka anything about eye 58 million edako to Amena Cathedral ontumi prosecute obia. Galamsey, a reporter, a Professor from Pop Water de Babontini, Chairman Wuntumi, a Galamsey, a James Kate Jemfua, Kojo Ponkruamu, Galamsey, Lord Comey, a Mahamudu Bawumia, and to be prosecuted, meaning, Sabawumia president. What is going to happen? And say, Juma Diana Yuna essay Ghana, no, Chairman Wuntumi will do 10 times. But Sir John Mahama be president, Chairman Wuntumi Galamsey. I didn't also Tiasie. Inti sona se no until aban besesa no san sona se na nya de bejai tie in sona se wo Ghana no until ye beto aba eyi MPP free power no ye ntumi stopping every search ma wontumi na ese nsuo no every say eye MPP na ye Galamsey no omo DCs omo MCs omo MPs ni ministers na ye Galamsey no inti se 120 NPP a o problems na wo kom no unfrim. So it is very important for you to make sure say abana wokoto no utiotia aban wei sene be ya aban bi beba manyoma asesa momi ankotie John Mahama and the okansen bebre.
Our commitment is to review and enforce the assets declaration regime to promote transparency and combat corruption. And in this regard, I will require all members of my administration to declare their assets within 30 days of assuming office. Ladies and gentlemen, the recent report from the Afrobarometer survey in Ghana reveals depressing reports about our institutions. The Ghanaian public has lost trust in many of these institutions. Collectively, we must do more to rebuild that trust. Our administration will review the codes of conduct for public office holders to promote ethical leadership, professionalism, and efficiency. We must make the public sector work for the people by being responsive to their needs, and we must demonstrate humility, modesty, and sacrifice in office. We will also pass and implement the revised Internal Audit Agencies Bill to address malfeasance in public agencies. For almost 8 years, the government has deliberately and systematically worked to weaken and undermine the independence of the Judiciary, the Electoral Commission, and the Audit Service for their own parochial purposes. Our human rights record, including press freedom, has suffered just as the fight against corruption has. Journalists have been hounded and cowed into silence and self-censorship. But I can assure you that there is hope. The NDC under my leadership is ready and willing to work with Ghanaians and our key stakeholders in civil society, our traditional leaders, our development partners, to restore good governance into our beloved country. And as I've said many times already, I'll drastically reduce the size of government in order to reduce expenditure by appointing not more than 60 ministers of state. Indeed, we started working on this by realigning and merging ministries, departments, and agencies. And we will appoint highly efficient, effective, and smart appointees to eliminate duplication and waste. We will scrap the payment of ex gratia. We will scrap the payment of ex gratia. The disparities between Article 71 office holders and the wider public service will be fixed by establishing the long overdue Independent Emoluments Commission. And this will happen by merging the functions of the Presidential Commission on Emoluments with the Fair Wages and Salaries Commission. In addition, we will continue and complete the Constitution review process that was started by our late President, Professor John Evans Atta Mills of blessed memory. I believe independent constitutional bodies must be strengthened rather than weakened, and I'm referring to the National Media Commission, the National Commission for Civil Education, the Electoral Commission, the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice, the Office of the Special Prosecutor, and the Audit Service. On justice delivery, resetting Ghana to work in a 24-hour economy that will create jobs also means that justice must not only be served, but must be seen to be served. The next NDC government will support the Judicial to enhance access to justice and restore confidence in that important constitutional organ of state.
So John Mahama is reaffirming, is reassuring you, is making you believe, is trying to let you understand that Ghana can still get back on its feet. And they say, as a declaration, say, Obenya power 7 December 2025, 30 days per. Obia wa na adwene say obeye dwuma e wa na aban mu bia also declare assets. We japade nyina also ma Ghana fo nyina hu we japade. Or say the first 30 days. So why wa adwene say oni John Mahama be ye dwuma also we declare asset. Ebe sin there Jemensan declare assets. Ebe sin there Ekufuor declare assets. Ebe sin there 90% of judges of Ghana. Time ayoku eye asepa edi judges bi eko eye shraj say omun declare omun asset yok eye shraj for edi one document represent eye judge for ni nyina so omun declare judges net na office after 5 years and say omun declare omun assets. Government officials till date but on asari mu nyina they have not declared their assets. John Mahama say so we need power the first 30 days why adwene say obesom e wona aban mu no also declare asset Ghana for nyina hu we japade including himself. John Mahama Nkwane president in the history of Ghana and in Africa wait me availing ho ediama special prosecutors who investigating him e bin sida Emma special prosecutor to be Bible take say this man is squeaky clean. John Mahama Nkwane, the special prosecutor's office was formed or put together by the Ekufuor government. Enya NDC government and a special prosecutor. Eye Kufuor and the baby special prosecutor's office. John Mahama Nkwani, the only president, ex-president in the Republic of Ghana and in Africa. Wako eye the special prosecutor office investigate me. Emma special prosecutor are investigating about our tabaka. I didn't see anything wrong on you. Dear Biam Namope. A dear Biam Namope ewo Ghana. A dear honesty Biam Namope. Na Kufuor Nankasa special prosecutor investigated John Mahama Ababontene Abetune Numutu said this man is squeaky clean in Africa. It means see that John Mahama Nkwane president which Majina TV so I catch a government to say I save at these specific banks, go and investigate me. It is only John Mahama in the Republic of Ghana and in Africa. Onon Kwane ex-president which me being no akasa asem will be everything there. The government of the day has not said that John Mahama we a penny. And I see a teku. Open honesty. This is honesty in politics. This is leader. This is leadership. Into culture say, Oba Bemwa, the first 30 days, Obia why not just or then the best someone abemuno. 30 days no or no be declare an asset. You also have to declare your asset. So when to me and yes, sir, you need to get out. Or say, Oba now by anymore. What is going to happen is say, or assuming officer. Omobe set up an agency. Sa agency no, or set a audit the government agencies. Because it is looking like say over the years, the Auditor General's office now, ya rely on almost say also more audit government agencies, till date, even the Electoral Commission, they have not audited them. And there should be another layer almost to oversee the work of the audit agency and audit service. Send your beya the audit service so omoko audit a government institution na omu se obi discania search agina. They will be forced to make sure say those leaders of that institutions face the law. John Mahama say he's going to build another layer. Nobody will feel say I work at the audit office and that I have the right to do anything. I can go to the Electoral Commission. I will not audit them. I will not write the report, and nobody can question me. John Mahama said another layer is going to come, and that agency that feels say they are so powerful, and that after the audit service they audit them, they are not accountable to anybody. There's going to be another layer that will force that office service to make sure people take the fall, because all the Ghana's car you have to pay. You have to pay the consequences. John Mahama said, or catch the Ghana Nibia said, or back office 7th January 2025. Adia yaka S Gracia obechum. Muntie. John Mahama said, or back office 7th January 2025. Ghana for two abamana or sa catch them biem S Gracia obechum. Obianji S Gracia Ghana BM. That adena moti Ghana eka say S Gracia na do dan kweku for the ba omia betena power 8 years oman from nsa anka say omo ntime bi oman no anka say S Gracia obetwem. Or say sa gap no between eye omo moje S Gracia any abanjuma fo no bi no sa eye gap no it is not right, because ejuma omo ye no obi so e teacher ni and then ka say police ni teacher ni judge for obi o ye adwuma cleaner abanjuma also nka mu nyina je S Gracia. Or see because of that ye betwa S Gracia mu e wo say obi age ne salary oje o salary a oje aketua sie bi oje alawa sie bi se bi okọ pensioner ayatua wo tax na yentil e wo snet se na be okọ pensioner obedidi wo pension ho enti ade e friend S Gracia John Mahama ka kire mu biem. Or say 7th January 2025 obedi president obetwam in some way akanda wo, but or say team he's reassuring you, he's reconfirming, he's letting you understand to say sa ebo na wa hye no enye ebo a oka ne keke or such that said that contract na onemo beko no a very important contract to him. Onya true for te se ba omia, onya dada for te se ba omia, on beka sem endane na no say me economist ade chia or se me digitalization expert. No, John Mahama say dia waka no or say sisudua mon recording to na montia say or nemo contract so anya mutuntia no 2024 and this ni bi obe represent NDC no John Mahama obi obe bia mamontoma NDC no say wanya sa nyoma we ya John Mahama sakasa or say Judiciary no was say ye tenetene no Now by best support judiciary no, but more judiciary no fa kuti kwan so and the politicians ededa and make sure say tinetine edane dan nsam ebu intanchia say a judiciary a court no or say obi clean court no. Woma NPP judges te Ghana edi bone court ne de obe support judiciary no ehia say e be support judiciary no ema omodwuma ejina ne naso na mom say wan pipem wan clean mu a ultimi support inti ose obedi president a yenti ase say eye judiciary no eye court no or say ye pipem efisese na efi wo mu dodo omo di anim omo wom judge fo di bi nyina majority no yehu say omo nyoma bi omo ye no entwa ye. That is what John Dramani Mahama is saying, say obeye. Now, John Mahama say, okay, obe reducing the size of government. Or say to abanamana, wa catch them dada, and the Osaka bium, on for more than 60 ministers in Ghana, or so on da. Or ashomo, or sa catch them one day. He will work with not more than 60 ministers. Or say, obefa qualified people to work with. You don't need bulls. You don't need fools. You don't need plenty people to say go for obefa 120, 125. No. You need people who know what they are doing. Inti John Mahama say, or no more esa tunchia, onya tumina, he's not going to work with more than 60 ministers. Until he's going to cut waste in the system. The reason why Okasade said the NDC has a lot of quality. You don't need quantity. You need quality to deliver. And that is what he is saying, say NDC. Oba obeye. Let's listen to John Mahama and the Osaka answer for.
Ladies and gentlemen, prisoners are human and must be treated fairly. We will do this by establishing courts within the precincts of prisons, just as has been done within the precincts of the Nsawan medium security prison. We would ensure better care for our prisoners by expanding the prisons and providing separate blocks for remand prisoners so that they are not joined up with convicted prisoners. We will ensure improvement in their feeding and their medical care. While improving the Alternative Dispute Resolution Act 2010, Act 798 to deliver justice, we will conduct a comprehensive review of legal education in order to expand access to legal education in Ghana. We need more lawyers, not fewer lawyers, to serve our national development goals in restoring our democratic institutions. Among others, we shall expand the child-friendly court program to all regional capitals to include child-sensitive training for judges, court staff, and DOFSU staff, and modernize our juvenile correction centers to foster effective rehabilitation and reintegration of young offenders back into society. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm determined to provide adequate safety and security for all Ghanaians in order that our 24-hour economy initiative will thrive. To the Ghana Armed Forces, the Ghana Police Service, the Ghana Prison Service, the Ghana Immigration Service, the Ghana National Fire Service, the National Intelligence Agencies, the Narcotic Control Commission, the Ghana Customs Service, National Disaster Management Organization, National Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons and others, keep in mind that I, John Dramani Mahama, appreciate the immense sacrifices and service you render to our dear Republic, sometimes even at the peril of your own lives. I know that we have dedicated professionals and patriotic serving officers and men and women in our security agencies who are appalled by the needless politicization this government has injected into the security services. To all these professional and decent-minded security men and women who yearn for the restoration of the glory days of our security services under a government that will motivate and not intimidate personnel, you can be assured that ours will be a government that ensures that promotions are based on merit, and we will correct the injustice in promotions across all the security services. Be assured that the glory days of our security service and the government that will not infuse the services with unqualified personnel just because of political connections is coming. On Monday, 2nd December, the special voting day will come on, and I urge you to vote for John Mahama as president and vote for your NDC parliamentary candidates.
This is John Mahama. This is even too refreshing. Now, Utie John Mahama, don't you feel, say, John Mahama speaks a lot of, every time you hear John Mahama speak, there's leadership around. There's hope. There's something you call wisdom. There's something you call selfless leadership, respect. So John Mahama kasa, oya Ghanaian otiasye. You could see, say, he's not taking advantage of you. You could clearly hear, say, this is a man who wants to relate. He relates to Ghanaians. It is refreshing. If such a person is your president, you are not scared of the next statement you make. You are not scared to say he will come out and speak like a fool. It's like you get a lot of satisfaction. Oh, leadership. It's not about somebody making noise and dancing and fooling and throwing jargons around. It is the composure that person has. And most importantly, the experience, and most importantly, to respecting your intelligence. So when you leader no jina wenim na obu nyansa, that is the only thing you need, because say leader no respect o nyansa, sa leader no be ka kire wo say uni bibi me ba be ye apama abra onim se komedo. So when you leader we jimi a obeka kire so oh me si toilet amao abra o ka kire wo say oba obeye economy ni ye ma wodwuma ejina. Unya leader we jimi a oba obeka kire wo say ah na onim se me no na first me economist and the me digitalization. So when leader we jimi a ogina stage na osa onim nyansa ontumi nka asem bia ma hope. So when leader we jimi a ontumi nka nkire wo say me ba meche me hu nipa wa bokro no. So when leader we jimi a ontumi nka problem a wom e de say ye bokofo tuo e che leader we jimi no ontumi mpo hu say e haw. When leader we jimi a ade haw no enha no. So when leader we jimi a say pensioner sika ye gifri nsem by force a enha no enhia no. So when leader we jimi a ye boga na need to during election for about 4 years on kan wasem. Enti leader we jimi no o problem enya ne problem, and that is what we are seeing in the NPP candidates. The NPP candidate does not understand your problems. He understands the problems of his wife, the problems of his boss. He understands the problems of his corrupt colleagues in his party. He does not understand the problem of Nipana or Bokuna Yekuno on Tiasie or when he say it is going in his favor, so it is fine. When you listen to John Mahama, you hear hope. For 8 years, we have lost that. For 8 years, Ghanaians, we didn't have hope. We didn't have somebody who can control his temper and speak and make decisions in our favor. We have had temperamental, foolish idiots without certificates, stupid idiots who lie through their teeth, comedians who think that jargons and foolish commentaries are what runs a nation. We have left that Ghana that we had leaders who could lead us, talk to us, make us understand the reality. Today we are being governed by fools who think everything is supposed to be a charade and stupid actions. The refreshment John Mahama Kasem, it gives you that hope that Ghana still utie Professor Nano Pukwajiman, utie John Mahama, na utie Napokwasiye tie Baumia. It means to say Ghana, we are not even supposed to make a mistake of even thinking of voting for any of these fools or more NPP mu. The NPP is a party full of idiots. John Mahama Kasana Ose say ya the to me mana your prisons ni hiano obe establish a court or prison nim and ya chi Ghana ni a na sebio Ghana ni a owi akoko na ye de one Ghana ni a oya armed robber akoto eye prison cell back or say that is not right. He is going to expand the prison. Reforms I will say a cost prison no and obi koda prison no pepe no be more hardened criminal. Or say what he wants to do and say even in the prisons, or establishes some reforms. Obi beko prison abano. Now that person is fully reformed to be part of the 24-hour economy to contribute their quota to this nation. Into prison or bar inside prison or be a court or prison because the prison officers and the people who live with the prisoners, they know the conduct, how people are changing, how daily they are moving from a bad attitude into a good attitude. They are going to assess prisoners. Into hardened criminals will not be mixed with petty thieves. They will not be mixed with people who are not thieves, who are not hardened criminals, who because of something that is not related to violence, prison. John Mahama said this is what he wants to do. John Mahama said, expand access to legal education. And Ghana, there were so many lawyers so Jimmy. But there are so many people too who want to go into the legal profession. We need to create access for people to be able to come into the legal profession. Because the more we have bad ones, we still need to get good ones in there to kill the bad ones. In quote, he's going to make sure, say, the legal education, you be able to get a lot of people going in there and doing a diligent job. Because right now, we have too many people, we don't have enough lawyers dealing with issues for people. Inti ama and the obi acquire the service of a lawyer, because there are few lawyers in the system. There are a few good lawyers in the system. Let me say it that way. Now, we need to upgrade or work on the legal education. We will get a lot of people going in there. So be tatawa. That's all per lawyer. It is not going to be too expensive for you to defend yourself. And the Ghana for be lawyer, I could defend you more. But because the lawyers are few, and the lawyers no life for good paso, a bit more just some amount they are not supposed to be charging. Or say it is important we open it up. For lots of people they can also access legal education. Ama on my way, law and some any nipa protect through the law and lawyers protecting other Ghanaians and also John Mahama say security agencies or Ghana or catch the Ghana for or Sasisudia or say he respects every security personnel in Ghana. And in fact, he used the word or say or appreciate every single person what dedicating who send or your police ni or your soldier ni or your immigration officer or your any security personnel or Ghana or say or appreciate it. The reason is that no matter how some people see them, risk lives to protect Ghanaians. Or say he has been the commander-in-chief of Ghana Armed Forces before, and onim how for the past 8 years, security agencies, security personnel, the politics are buying with your security agencies. Or say or catch the Ghana police, Ghana military, Ghana immigration, Ghana fire service, all the security agencies say, Muamu deserve the right promotion. He will make sure so oba they will set the record straight. Wow, say promote promotion I cannot say the man. What's what I was say undeserve that promotion say if because in the security forces promotions are very important. It shows say amount for dedication it is being recognized. And when people serve and their promotions are taken away from them, that patriotism to serve, it becomes difficult for them to basically commit fully. John Mahama said, or catch a security agencies and the personnel say a new dawn is close. He is going to come in as a president who will make sure say the security agencies politics come amount for promotions if you muslim time draw so politics inti yam person or say samunya akwanya ne vote for him. It is a promise and that he will reshape, he will change the face of the security agencies in Ghana. the politics na room no obey from, and security personnel will work for Ghanaians. They will be more committed. They would love to be patriotic, and the patriotism is gone because your politics or security agencies. I'm a personnel no omobamu eyebu or say or appreciate every policeman, every military man, every fire service personnel, every immigration person, every custom officer. So okay, government of Ghana security agency one. John Dramani Mahama say he appreciates you and he expects you to vote for the NDC for the things that you have been denied. He comes in, they will restructure the system for the security agencies to go back to its normal state. John Mahama Kasa and so F and Senfo from.
I am confident that a special voting day will herald the tone for our resounding victory in this year's elections. Because the category of voters participating in the special voting, just like millions of Ghanaians, feel the hardship that has been imposed by the reckless mismanagement of this economy. And just like millions of Ghanaians, you all feel the hardship of the economy. We all go to the same market. Media personnel feel the same hostile atmosphere within which they ply their noble trade. The staff of the Electoral Commission also feel and are appalled by the systematic decay of their once cherished commission that has suffered under this administration. Ladies and gentlemen, to ensure the security and safety of all citizens and businesses, the next NDC government will further review the compensation package for personnel who lose their lives or get injured in the line of duty. We will establish new military installations focusing on our border areas and especially our 6 new regions to prevent terrorist attacks and ensure rapid response, implement cybersecurity measures to protect government systems, critical infrastructure, people and businesses, and harmonize and address disparities in salaries, remuneration, and other conditions of service related to personnel in the security agencies. There are huge shortfalls in both residential and office accommodation across all the security services. These we will aggressively tackle from our first day in office. We will enhance medical packages for serving and retired personnel and their families. We will ensure continuous review of UN operational allowances. We will review the appointments of the heads of security agencies and parliamentary oversight over security and intelligence agencies, and actively engage the services of private security organizations who adhere to decent work and provide fair wages for their employees.
Isn't it refreshing? Utia, so I'm a phone to me with you. Ghana for intina me we me say a message na say. This is how politics is done. This is somebody telling you that it's time for you to make a decision na ebesesa ye nyina ye bra. Now share o president nina okasa, are you not refreshed? Don't you have some hope? So at least you onipa bia onye jimi. At least you onipa bia obu nyansa onka semia wa wote obeka say dia na nipa yi king. Asema John Mahama ekebia no ye nyina etumi relate. That is how leaders etie. Now John Mahama kasa no say mo amokoto special voting no. I say onim say mo nyina hardship ayekom no, mo nyina mo wombi. Especially security agencies, personnel. Mo nyina bra ye bre o Ghana. Na owogidie wo mu. Say tomato say yeto ni dwom. Eye de insu a yeto. Eye edwadi a yekodi. Eye senia ye didwa e wo Ghana. Ye nyina so ye Ghana fo. Enti mo a moko special voting na majority of more security agencies no. E wo samo ti ase say abana moto no moto aba e de aboa mo ho aboa ebia mu fie ene mu sikasem ene senia Ghana ye bechichiri ni ye abo monso mo ho ban na ho kasa no o see security personnel of more Ghana for some time now obetini abo obi tuo obetini eku wei obetini obi akonya accident the obetia ne say IGP akosra omo compensation anase empatade de be ma omo ema sebio omo ma omo gya omo echire omo yerenom ene omo busua empatade a emu eduru a ebetumi de aka kire omo say yeda mo ase emom mo bana ya hwere no Ghana na ahwere no ya se asem boni say ato no na emom yentumi enja mo hosa yebehia empatade ana compensation bia omo yerenom omo manom omo kurunum enso behu se Ghana sebio yenja omo agegemu in the Mahama so ba sanyoma no very important to him because ohu sacrifice security personnel no dodo omo Ghana no omo ye and obetina police ni bia boni trimutuo de obewan se IGP akọ akosa na akodwetwa camera na okofie John Mahama say sa show off no etwam. It's about time aban was so den nsasi den efom ne nice form na police for security agency personnel soldier for omo a omo boy ho ban no se atoyire ntwem bi etu obi wo ma e wo se omo hu se omo yirenom ana omo kurunum omo mba ne omo busua no so sebio aban ebepe empatade a emu odu a sebio ebema omo so eho ahenha omo a ebema omo so ate ase se oman no sebio so obi etunu ho ache se obebo Ghana ho ban a saa nipa no so sebio enye edwumafo no oye ndi John Mahama se onya tumi na okache security personnel omo Ghana se titru mo a sebio mo mabemo bu a modwen se edwuma a mo ye ne de ende bibi to otwi moto ana uchi aban ka na ebia wo ye police ni na onsa kobu ana wonai kobu na wudi dem a aban beja saa no o se na aban we a eba no eye modie modana koma so John Mahama esa kasa no se eye asrafo ye sojafo no de wahu se e wo se ye ma sojafo no ye hye omo kena in fact opese eye soja opma eye soja no ede ne ho na the most important thing is say especially new regions na Nana Danko Ekufuado ebebie no we ja regions na guo security papa bi anim into osi oni soldier for no betena se akasa se Ghana no e say yenya depo a sebio ye be equip Ghana military mo bo region ho ban ye especially regions a omo ye borders no so no e say oni soldier for no nyina atena no mo se yasede se military no ana asrafo no ye momo dwumadie bi specific a omo bedi a omo de bebo Ghana ho ban and me no ka say ye Burkina Faso border no emu da ho every say Bawumia ne Ekufuado mo omo ya imagine say ahobambo de enya de ehia omo eni nti na ndoma soma omo asrafo MBA omo nya papa ebo den Bawku tuo John Mahama so ba asa de na no betwa oni soldier fo mpenifo betena se e wo sa region bia titru sa regions nsia na Ekufuado betiye na wejegu ona sebio omo bre no omo hia bambo nti obetu ne na yesifom a make sure say bambo a ehia ya fra bibi military installation obeti depo wo ha police fo betena ho soldier fo betena ho ahwe de bambo hu nsem ewo these regions o say when we say asrafo anase security personnel or more Ghana police military immigration fire service customs eba accommodation baby omudi omuti beto asem kese pa eno kra ka ho na man start aggressively na OC in dying to say segleme housing na nani da so ne say security agencies no personnel no dodo ne benya sa dan ne bi mu atena etua ne kakra afa o see ne manifesto mu kra o maka bibi wo mu say wo ye Ghana ni na se bi wo ye aban adwuma wo ye teacher ni wo ye police ni na se wo person call retirement a wo na wo be kire bebi a yensi wo retirement dan ma wo into wo senate na wo tua no wo betuma ka se me de inspector eko me free ayeldo in the next 10 years no me call retirement me retirement home no munsi ni wa ayeldo if you say akra de ye posti me ba hakeke enya ha na me free me pese me wie soja adwuma na me kwotena me krom enti John Mahama se saa nyoma ni bi nyina wo ho a why na adwene se eno na odebegu akwemu enti na aban ne ba ende aban adwumafo titru security personnel no se mo amaban pension mo na mo be kire bebia yensi wo pension dan ma wo ye mbesi dan ne mfiri ensin kran abra wo pese obetena nkran ye nkosi nsi kumase abra wo pese obetena kumase enti o see san hihye ye we nyina na maye e de ama security fo personnel o mo Ghana enti mama mabamu mbu aban na eba ne aban a edi personnel security personnel for asem eda na koma so a obegina so ama saa nyoma we nyina na de okan na ede e wona asem no say your private security agencies are Omudi mraso. Omo imagine say criteria the aban so omo nyina omudi so sa security agencies private no aban ne omo bedi insawoso every say about 24-hour economy na was say aban ebo Ghana for ho ban na enye Ghana police nko na betuma aye obehia a lot of security services to help into private security agencies mo private security for mo adwuma na mo di eso ni amudi mraso mo ne aban embra nyina mo di so pepepe no aban so beto mo nsa afremo na mo ne aban adi nsawoso na maboa aye de bambo adwuma no ama emu aye joto into John Mahama even though no Ghana security personnel no oda omoda na koma so no the private security agencies so da na koma so or percent of fortify Ghana na your security no strong send be ya wo Ghana yenso yeyem enhyehyeye John Mahama sakasa momenti no.
I therefore wish to use this opportunity to urge our men and women in uniform to remember to abide by their oaths of office, to protect and defend our Constitution before, during, and after this general election. Finally, on security, I call for calm to prevail in Bawku. I appeal to the need to champion sustainable development stares us in the face as our water bodies stand more polluted than we have ever witnessed in our country's history. While pursuing green technologies, our administration will promote sustainable and responsible mining. As I've said before, no member of my government will be allowed to engage in mining. I repeat, my appointees will be prohibited from engaging in mining to prevent conflict of interest. And as I've said, any appointee who wants to be a miner can go and be a miner, but you can't be a miner and serve in our government. And please rest assured that every government appointee and party official who flouts the mining laws will be swiftly dealt with. Irresponsible and illegal mining, Galamsey, would be fought strenuously using regulation, and mining in forest reserves will not be allowed because our water bodies take their source from these forest reserves. If we destroy these forest reserves, it will lead to a destruction of our water bodies. Small-scale mining is legal and will continue to be the preserve of Ghanaian nationals. As we undertake inventory and audit of all licensed small-scale mining concessions to build capacity and hold the owners of concessions accountable for illegal mining on their concessions. To this end, we'll engage the large mining companies to seed and release part of their unused concessions, abandoned shafts, pits, or areas for licensed small-scale miners to also earn a living. Land reclamation under our Tree for Life program and our Blue Water initiatives will be key planks of our determination to protect our environment while encouraging sustainable mining for national development. And this is where graduates from UMAT and UNER, that is the the University of Mining and Technology, the University of Natural and Energy Resources, and other institutions come in, which I employ them to support and provide expertise to the mining industry. This support would include setting up environmental and regulatory outfits like the Environmental Protection Agency and the Minerals Commission in all mining districts of Ghana.
John Mahama Kasa, so I'm a former Bianda. These things are very important. This is politics. So be person do swa na no asem and then the commitment. Senior or di ebuoma or child your obeye. John Mahama has spoken on corruption. He has spoken against illegal mining. He has spoken on things he wants to do. Bawumia cannot speak on corruption. You know why? Because Bawumia is corruption. Now John Mahama kasanadiana na oka. And John Mahama aksa akambium about illegal mining. The obeye a stop illegal mining. Ewa Ghana, my friend Galamsey. Now, to be able to stop illegal mining in Ghana, every government needs to understand and say the whole campaign or crusade must start from the government. Se abino engine to mu say ono ena sebio ni munipa ena ni hunipa ena galamsey na there's no way we can stop galamsey. Because small scale mining illegal, legal. But people are hiding behind small scale mining licenses to do illegal mining. Until abina or tesun beja tum say me hunipa na enya sa tumi no ena omoye sa no, the government cannot fight. John Mahama say to show Ghanaians say why you ready to fight galamsey no. One, nobody in his government should be involved in mining. One can say illegal mining no. If you are part of his government, nasa opesa wudini juma as NDC minister, MP, whatever, you are not supposed to be involved in galamsey or mining because it's conflict of interest. Say, oh yeah, member of parliament. Say, oh yeah, minister. Say, oh yeah, government agent. Nasa oh yeah, mining na. It will be difficult for you to fight people who are into illegal mining. The reason why I want illegal mining or Ghana be bring then say, abai we mu nipa na illegal mining no. Inti ama small scale, legitimate small scale miners no. Omni any option than to join abai mu nipa omudi to mini etuo illegal mining. Because me ye adwuma na me tin so nani na kwasie bi ewa aban mu ode to me say so na de na menye. John Mahama said the first thing he would do or din kind the one we are to abontene. Ana manfo busa NDC for solution to galamsey or say no member of his government should be involved in mining. The day you will be seen, he say you are involved in mining, you pay for that. The consequences are there, the punishment is there. Into one, Wamagana for Unity say his government will not be involved in mining, illegal mining. And anything about Umiani MPP ain't to me stop illegal mining because chairman won't to me Kate Jemfua, Kojo Ponkroma, Charles Bisu, Mrekuduka, Eko we see, sa inkofo we are actively involved in galamsey. In Nintina ye fighting galamsey ye Breno. John Mahama said one, no member of his government, any day to say you are involved in any form of mining, you are out. And you will be punished. John Mahama said, anyone who goes against the law, no, Osaka say, Onona Bino will not allow anything called mining in our forests. Nansia Democracy Hub for a demonstration. The minister ekachere say, Ekufuor the kachere say, Abanwe kachere say, the first day parliament baby you know, sa airline na ema omo ankasa pass ye ma Samalabu jina poma chema untumi mo ewura forest eco mine no, omo de baba parliament ebesin de. Sa airline no enkofo we fan by. It should tell you say sa demonstration and as a strike na guta peso oboko no. The people were lying to guta. Time on catch guta sema guta and strike ni biom na ye be parliament first day the minister will bring that airline for a parliament to revoke that airline no. Ebe sin de Samalabu jina po emfa documenting by unwa crop because on some way Jimmy murebe fi. On some fi. They are still doing mining in our forest. John Mahama said oba nobody will have the right to mine in our forest. Big mining companies, small mining companies, nobody. Meaning our intentions to revoke that LI 2426. He has the intentions to revoke the LI. Nobody will enter our forest to mine. John Mahama said, small scale miners, no, oba, what is going to happen? And say, Abanwe amanipa be almost 2,000 small scale license, mining license. Or say, to fight galamsey, no, they are going to do a comprehensive audit. Now, there may be a commission. What they will do is say, sa agency baby no, so we say we a legitimate small scale miner. Now we site now we juma. Oba be chire we juma na wa ye no. So wa ko etia emra ana unko entia emra. Because you be hwe na say wa ye juma no unni mra so a your license needs to be revoked. It also now by the setting up agency, there will be a comprehensive audit of small scale miners because people are hiding behind legitimate small scale mining license to do illegal mining. into a commission to make sure an agency all the small scale mining companies legal for no more Ghana na someone abujinapo and the oche small scale mining license to say kalowole no everybody will be audited. Your bow site there will say your practice is against the laws of Ghana. Your license will be taken away and then the land will be regraded. Inti John Mahama must step in and say this is a very serious issue. They need to be tactical about it. Now, I'm gonna say after that, they will collaborate with the big mining firms, Anglo Gold Ashanti, Goldfields, big mining. Those people, majority of the time, 99% of the time, they protect the forest, they protect the land. Land use area, they will tell them or sit with them and let them understand. Say, legitimate small scale miners, they will have to go to that site and employ young Ghanaians to mine legally. Into what the John Mahama administration ben say, company say Goldfields, company say the Asanko mine, company say the AGA. What they are going to do is say almost sites now, almost the small scale miners, legitimate small scale miners, are buying these big companies, not the legitimate small scale miners, alcohol. The government can monitor the activity through the collaboration between the government and the big mining companies, monitor the activity. Send people will not just go into the forest under the disguise of a small scale mining license. These are some of the measures. Also, a programmer, they are coming in to protect our water bodies and also protect our forests. Tree for life. There will be more trees that will be planted. They will be protecting the environment. The Blue Water Project, they want to protect our water bodies. And all that they are going to do is say, they are going to enter schools now, mining. They have the technology, they have the know-how. They are going to collaborate. Abino any school of mines, any other mining schools, and my students, I go outside to impact the society, teach people how to protect our water bodies. A miner, a farmer, people who live along the water bodies, how we can protect Yensu and the forest. The government will have a collaboration with these schools. It could be said, you can do that even for credit. School, project, you can be part of that project and you'll be given credit as sitting in the classroom. These are all the measures that are buying, say, John Mahama or the Betwa Queen. Let's listen to one or two of the last Niamfa Jumadi and Mberi.
And coming to local governance, the next NDC government will implement true decentralization and reverse the current centralization of our local government system under this government. To provide policy coherence and ministerial oversight, the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development will be responsible for sanitation. In other words, the Ministry of Sanitation will be abolished. In the time when we have had a Ministry of Sanitation, our society is even dirtier than it was before. We shall reintroduce the National Sanitation Days and we shall institute the Cleanest City Award Scheme. This award scheme will inject a competitive spirit among our MMDAs, and rewards will be given to the cleanest of the MMDAs. We will promote waste-to-energy projects and ensure that we have recycling capacity for plastics and other garbage in our districts and municipalities. To provide adequate funding for local governance, we will abolish the centralized collection of property rates and assist the local government institutions to be able to collect these property rates and in our districts and municipalities. To provide adequate funding for local governance, we will abolish the centralized collection of property rates and assist the local government institutions to be able to collect these property rates in order to stimulate local economic growth and diversification for job creation. by providing incentives for local level investments and Ashaiman, Techiman, Kofori, Hohoi, and Wa in and will also upgrade other eligible districts from district assemblies to municipal assemblies. Ladies and gentlemen, assembly members will be paid monthly stipends assemblies. Ladies and gentlemen, assembly members will be paid monthly stipends I can see there are some assembly members. Assembly members will be paid monthly stipends, and this will use to motivate them to monitor the implementation of government projects and programs within their electoral areas. We're also going to utilize them to collect birth and death statistics in real time in order that we can strengthen our birth and death registry.
Isn't it refreshing? These are all realistic. They are practicable. You can do it. These are things that you can do. Kwasiemi kachiro say mabeye music app. Ready? Or say my app. My lunch app. Ba app be a COVID-19 app into yame president. So what John Mahama? These are realistic things, sir. Ghana ni we a university student. Or tertiary institution, or a nurse, or a teacher, you can relate to it. Governance is simple. Governance, it's simple. And John Mahama is teaching us governance. John Mahama is letting us understand how basic governance is. And ya bro for tinting any Jimmy, any because it's about understanding the people's problem and then the governance. Se nipa na odi omo so no wonti omo problems asia ube jimi nwa akeka nsem mema we phone meye we car me the solar bebo adbon moto ho kanu ho me the Ghana we jimi you just say things because you think governance is talking. Governance is understanding the plight of the people, and John Mahama understand Ghana ni problem. Dena na John Mahama ken or see local government ehiano pa. In fact, oba aban biemwa, maybe a good local government and local governance, and no, and they are the bedrock of every government. The federal government wo, but almost sebio almost share aban inkuta dieso aban any eyetima mufo no a local government no some ministry no na yes adwumani nyina or say oba or catch the Ghana for tin time tone sisi da pa ministry no obetwam ehun hia Sisi da pa obefesi mra. John Mahama says sanitation ministry obetwam. Tamana John Mahama wa power no na ye wo the sanitation there na the district assemblies MMDCs na handle. Sisi da pa abe minister of sanitation and the Ghana ye fin chain any time in the history of this country. Kole John Mahama nua Ibrahim Mahama de ne machine se oti kolem na nkwasiafo interfere we edidi o matem ende Ghana ye fiche kufu ado num John Mahama so oba sanitation ministry obetwam what he's going to do in say obama local government no handle these things, but to break it down, not to make it easy for Ghana needs so obeti ase no or the be a friend of cleanest city award scheme member. Time na John Mahama or the BBF sanitation there every month biano, every week bia 2 weeks no say every constituency, every district assembly, every MMDC, they were involved in cleaning their respective constituencies and regions. John Mahama said we need to give the cleanliness or cleaning of the nation to the local government, because local government and a sebio omuni bebia gata biada omuna sebio omuni bebia tubola biagu omuna sebio omunim senia yenim. They know the sanitation problems of Ghana for. Into see, oba local government, MMDCs, DCs, handles our issue, Constituencies and regions are supposed to compete in cleanliness. Uko doma, Doma hene onye government or your hene, but through his local approach to cleanliness no and oko doma what to say abrochire baby a unhuda. It is all the willingness and making cleanliness local. The moments are when cleanliness ahudie oye no federal oye no kakraka no din say the nitty gritties enketenkete no betuma solve inti DCs no MMCs no omo adwuma se omo ni beko local assemblies no ho na yetumi de sa adwuma no ahye omo nsem. Or say what he's going to do and say they are going to make sure say local assemblies no yebe resource so mu ye na se ne be ya tete no ye kasa tankers for ba yeba beti ha no local assembly no can adapt strategies omo ankasa betumi solve domestic local problems inti ye de sa dwumadie no ebema ye local government no o see omo ba aban mu a ade a omo frɛ no property tax no ende obi tin crying and all property tax e wo mikroma yeldo or say sad no oye ne sana you don't even see the effectiveness of that project or that program or say oba sa abina or tin crying ejiji property tax no obetwam or the sa tax ajiji ne be ma MMDCs e be cut down to the local government omo ene be jiji sika no because omo jiji sika na omo tuminya sa sika ne kra internally generated fund omo benya no they can use some to give the assembly members stipends. You get a stipends ajikakra bottom. Oh, where the okaska or the bar meeting near the adebusumi, the 300 way show. Assembly members local government in between stipends ebema ejumana omo yeno sa ejumano ombeden omoni beje inti John Mahama say sa eba property tax na obitin crime na yete oboasia or no per se or jiji anything enye effective. Or be decentralize these kind of things. A buying Indumako and the local government will be taking in charge. John Mahama person or my governance echo to the people. Or better governance or teso na emu de enkitinkiti senior bear yenina will be part. Every agency will play a role. Every government institution will play a role. Sani de chichire mine. Yentran crime and chichire mine because otin crime kwa unim de ekos was santasi. Also my DC responsibility. Also oma ejuma no conform na esa na yenso yenya ahudie no abasoro. This is John Mahama. Now okasa we no or run everything up in about a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time under the Fourth Republic, Ghana suffered the shame of debt defaults. Our citizens, including pensioners, had their bonds withheld and had very severe haircuts. Even though our external partners have suffered a variant of this crude haircut, the government I will lead from 7th January 2025 is expected to begin paying for the sins of this government's debt default. This means that Ghana's international relations must be stepped up to restore our global influence and enhance our role in international affairs, as well as ensure maximum benefits for national development and positioning ourselves as the favored destination for foreign direct investment in West Africa.
John Mahama aka we Ghana near MPP for a haircut by DDEP omuwia pension ska omuwia sika with CA ode ahye abanmu ede ugidie ehye abanmu se aban ebeboa mabosumi bia wo pensioner sebio kakra bebeto accounts mu na wode ahwe ho yare John Mahama se na aban ba eye de ade edana koma so eye ohye se na aban no befa ekwan bia so na wo a usika MPP aban efa diye a sebio wo pensioner a through the DDEP usika ehye no o se na aban no masem edana koma so omo beye de omo beye bia se usika ohwere no omo be make sure se mumudodo no monsabeka Ghana for yase wo mpe we na opeka ya motium John Mahama eda number 8 chinie ne nchen kasatintin entoponko imfie wotwini usika hye imfie wotwini ikuuba imfie wotwini yedi eye udwetiri imfie wotwini aban a oteso ketahye proye krono nimtia ene kasatia aban a oteso mfie enwotwini edwuma wentuma nkretibi nurse for tifie teacher for tifie and the police for the ombedikra ayedin ekwan ewo Ghana nyina sei eye Ghana eye dollar and the was 17 eko 18 and the Ghana yete nyoma bo ayedin inflation is out of the roof. Interest rate is over 36%. Ghana bibieniwa ekoso John Mahama our experienced hand. John Mahama on the Professor Nano Pukwajima Oma Yebida. Almost say give them the shot. Believe in them. Let us reset Ghana together as a nation. Let us come together and vote for John Mahama and any MPs to control executive and control parliament. Yemfa 2,100% Emma NDC for na John Mahama any yene and reset Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, on the 7th of December, do not hesitate to vote for John Mahama. We will reset Ghana together. We will bring John Mahama back to the Jubilee House together. We will build Ghana together. Have a good night. My name is Kevin Taylor. Be good. God bless you. God bless me. Cheers.
Number 8. What the number 8? Number 8. Number 8. Number 8. What the number 8? Number 8.
Mufasiano Emami.
She neko tuyegu.
Naminchikano.
Kojo B. Kawachi 2024 Mahama ba. Edem clear ni siafa. Abopa ba omo be sesebo. ATS omo trans ye number ye yo. One district, one factory. Scan by no much my family. Dr. Mahamudu Baumia near people in the set. Abandoned the Mahama fa. It's Baumia Tanchay. Abandoned the Mahama fa. 2024 and it will be on Precos Mahama fa. Still bay, Mr. Tanchay. Abandoned the Mahama fa. 7 December, number 8. 24 hours economy. Mahama ba youth be a Jumaye. Mahama test no way you be my Ghana for na Mumaye. Upe wumpo waba. Baumia dear se water. 7 December ni do ayen to abane Mahama no abane de Mahama fa. It's Baumia Tanchay. Abane de Mahama fa. 2024 and it will be on Precos Mahama fa. Still bay, Mr. Tanchay. Abane de Mahama fa. 2024 and it will be on Pre. And so many man for no oba besiaji sika go gunem pass. Cathedral yes yame $58 million. Adane swimming pool. What's that move break 8 rada Janatio Mahama. What the number 8 it's Ghana for about Trabana Monto Mahama. That this year 24 hours economy 7 December Abano 2024 and it will be on Precos Mahama fa. Still bay Mr. Tranchay. Abane de Mahama fa. 2024 and it will be on Pre. Mumbai must say dollar Johnny. Was a mobile tenase, mobile dollar Nayan Tabai, what two now on an amuriase. Sanamokabaya super incompetent, the American the prayer for evidence. The bank no way, go for no way, setting coma, abandoned the Mahama fa. It's about me at Tanchay, abandoned the Mahama fa. 2024 and it will be on Precos Mahama fa. Still bay, Mr. Tanchay. Abane de Mahama fa. 7 December, number 8. What a crab market, why yeah. Circle overhead, why yeah. Kumasi Kadetian, why yeah. Mahama E-Blocks, Naman, free SHS Abasu, Abane de Mahama fa. It's about me at Tanchay. Abane de Mahama fa. 2024, and it will be on Precos Mahama fa. Still bay, Mr. Tanchay. Abane de Mahama fa. 2024 and it will be abane de Jema fa. Jembra. Abane de Jema fa. Jembra. NDC fa. Jembra. Mama fa. Jembra. Abane de Mahama fa. It's about me at Tanchay. Abane de Mahama fa. 2024 and it will be on Precos Mahama fa. Still bay, Mr. Tanchay. Abane de Mahama fa. 2024 and it will be on Pre. What the number 8? Number 8. Number 8. Number 8. What the number 8? Number 8. Tax no obete so. You to Nubaya Jumaye. Bow me a message Tanchay. 24 hours economy. Abane de Mahama fa. It's bow me a Tanchay. Abane de Mahama fa. 2024 and it will be on Precos Mahama fa. Still bay, Mr. Tanchay. Abane de Mahama fa. 7 December, number 8. What the number 8? Number